Good morning, everyone. How's it going?
Hey now.
Hello. Hey.
And Robbie, no, it was not my fault. Don't blame me. I'm not the one who made us late.
It was my fault.
Yeah, we're a team. If one of us is late, we're all late.
Mm-hmm.
How's everyone doing? It feels like it's been forever. Every time we skip a week,
Yeah.
it feels like it's forever that we don't do a show.
Well, we consume a lot of media in 1 week.
Yeah.
We have to get it out on the show and then consume more. Now we have 2 weeks worth of media.
No, yeah. So hang on. This might be a little bit longer than normal. So let's get right into it. I don't want to. Thanks for everybody watching live. Hello there. Feel free to chat on the chat, and we'll try to respond in kind. And maybe if you have something really funny, like like this comment, then we might put it on screen. Is Kyle making y'all late? No, it wasn't Kyle this time. I'm just kidding. So let's jump right into it. To previously on next issue. So as we agreed, we'll go in clockwise order. So Clay.
Oh, okay. Is everyone current on Beta Ray Bill?
No,
I think so.
But you go ahead. I'm behind. But
I will talk about it in general.
No, that's fine.
It's such a good book. It's giving, like, first of all, the art is I don't really think I've seen something this since Silver Surfer Black, where they've kind of put their own take on it, and it's a very colorful, dirty world. I just noticed that more and more, especially now that Scuttlebutt is like a person. Oh yeah, shit! I was going to put all the covers up. But man, I really, the tortured hero and body horror of this book is just really great. I'm loving it. What issue are you guys on?
Most recent one. Is that 4?
Okay. Yeah.
I think 3.
No, there's a fourth one.
Daniel's on 3? Daniel's behind?
Well, I had to read other stuff. Well, I didn't have to. I chose to read other stuff.
Let's see. X-Men, Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill.
Well,
I can't promote this book enough. Like I'm really granted the guy writing is drawing it too, but it vibes really well with me.
Yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson's great. If you like his work, I don't know if you read the Wonder Woman Dead Earth.
No,
that he also wrote and drew for
I think this
Black
is the
Label.
first thing I've read from him.
Okay, well, I recommend that,
me
and
too.
then also his creator-owned comic, Murder Falcon.
Oh, shit, that's awesome.
It fucking rocks.
Just based on the name alone, I'm in. So
yeah, oddly enough, that was good. Well, I was going to name my first son. Just didn't have a kid. Did anyone read Checkmate?
No.
I did.
Okay, what did you think?
I was gonna do a review of it, but I didn't have a lot of nice things to say because the book was fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
But as with all this whole story that Brian Michael is doing, like, I like the characters, I like the concept a lot. I just feel like Michael Brian Bendis' voice sometimes gets a little too quippy and fun for these guys. Whereas like Checkmate and like all the characters that are part of this organization, like everyone that's in this book's like Green Arrow and
you got Ollie,
Manhunter,
The Question.
Oh,
yeah,
I did read this one.
Lois Lane, Bones.
Yeah, I think it's the dialogue and the
Trevor.
banter that gets me a little bit on it, but I'm enjoying it overall. But
I like Bendis and Maleev, and I think this is gonna take a while. But a 6-issue.
But wasn't this supposed to come out before? Like,
no, this is all spinning out of that Event Leviathan that started a while back.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I mean, wasn't this supposed to come out around late or past Leviathan? I think like Leviathan's been like a year ago, wasn't it?
There was one series in between, I think, that I missed.
Yeah, this is just a long intro and build up. Thank you. I dig the art though. When there's a full page spread of everyone gathered together, and it's neat in this room full of heroes how Lois Lane just kind of holds command, like the way they set her up in the book. So I'm curious of how this is going to play out. But the first issue is just kind of dull.
Yeah, I mean, this team has won Eisners, right? For Daredevil, Maliv and Bendis won Eisner. Yeah. So I will always check out a book where they're both doing something together.
Did anyone read Gamma Flight?
Yes. That was weird.
Yeah, so I'm not current on Immortal Hulk, so it took me a minute to figure out some things that were happening in there. Like that's not Walter Langowski.
No, it's Samson, Dr. Leonard Samson, in the body of Langowski.
Yeah.
As a green-based Sasquatch, let's put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, see, shit like that, like coming into this, like I couldn't pick this book up and just go, okay, let's read
I think they give you a little bit at the beginning, like Marvel usually does, but it's not. I can see how you would feel a little.
Absorbing Man, Titania, Leonard Samson is Sasquatch, Puck, and then whoever that chick is.
There's a few other characters they don't put on the cover.
Yeah, Rick Jones is this weird, deformed body.
Well, he's combined with somebody, right?
He has like a head that comes out of the back of the second creature that they kind of hang out together, and it's like,
I can hear the cello.
It looks like if the creature from The Thing was just hanging out watching TV.
Yeah, I like this book a lot because I mean,
I like the weird, so I'm staying in. I liked Absorbing Man. I love Titania. Titania, but
are they still?
I was in there for Puck, and he was just meh.
So is the whole Absorbing Man Titania relationship from OG Secret Wars still a thing?
Well, it's been on and off for the last couple decades.
Okay,
they're not together. It's like it's weird.
I mean, small little spoiler: they get engaged on this issue.
Tell me Marvel's gonna hire a real fashion designer to design her wedding outfit.
I feel like their theme is going to be green.
Well, let me tell you the coolest thing about their engagement here. Titania gave Absorbing Man a ring that's made out of like this proto-adamantium thing. So he's always touching it. And so he can always turn into something that's like he can always become made of full proto-adamantium, which is like what better way to keep him safe?
Right. Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. I was like,
that is cool.
Like it just shows you how much they kind of really do care for each other, in that really nerdy way, right? Because if you know how his powers work, then you know that's how he does it. So
those two are really what hooked me right off the bat. I mean, he has a great entrance into the story, and then when she comes in, that's what's going to keep me going. I was not a fan of the art. That kind of hurt it too.
I think unlike the artist on Immortal Hulk, which I forget his name at the moment, it's hard to capture that whole weird vibe, like to make it fit. But you know, overall, like the weird stuff looks weird.
Yeah.
And the heroic stuff looks heroic. I think it's a little jarring coming from the Immortal Hulk book where everything is just fucking horror.
It has the color of a superhero comic with body horror elements in it. Yeah, so it's really weird when you go in this really brightly colored room and there's this weird body mass with a head coming off of it, and they're both watching TV.
Okay, I'm glad you feel that way too, because I was gonna do a review for the channel, and I wrote it up. I never had the time to shoot it, but that was one of my complaints, that it doesn't look like the horror vibe that we've been getting from Immortal Hulk. So,
and the last thing I want to put up is a book that I finished this week. There was 5 issues to Stray Dogs, and it is if Disney met Blumhouse and made a movie together.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I like Kyle's comment. Yeah, that works.
It has the most beautiful art that you could see right out of a Disney film. Characters, and I mean, if you grew up with films like Oliver and the entire dog cast, I also makes me think of All Dogs Go to Heaven, but you don't want to think of that when you read this book. It has got some dark shit in it, and if that's a trigger for you, especially animal abuse, don't read it.
Oh,
but yeah.
And this is Image?
Yeah, this is an Image book.
Okay.
I want to show off some of these covers because
and Clay, you've been pimping this book out. I think every time you read one that week.
Yeah, because you get into it and you get excited when I get it, because it always has like a new cover. They do a tribute to horror films in all of them. Let me pull up this one.
What was the last one you just showed?
I'm
just kidding. I'm just kidding about Silence of the Lambs.
I was about to be like, tell me you've seen Silence of the Lambs. God damn
it. I was baiting you guys to give me shit about not watching Silence of the Lambs.
Like, who's
we will.
Lecter? Yeah. Pet Cemetery. There's just there's an element of it where you follow along, but they set up the rules so well in it to understand dogs' memory and as they're trying to solve the murder and what's happening to them. But again, it kind of goes along and they're all like super friendly. Like, you get all these dogs thrown together and you think, oh, they'll fight. No, it's like a Disney movie. They're all like, hey, let me come help you and we'll be best friends. Don't go in that room. Don't go in there. It's like they're all super friendly, but don't go in the room. Bad dogs go in that room. And when you get to find out everything, I was surprised that they're going to do a sequel to it. So there's a setup at the end. I just want to keep, touting this book because I love it.
Okay, maybe we can do like a little mini-sode or something about it. Once a bunch of us read it. What's this one? What was that cover? The previous one.
Evil Dead.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And that's Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I mean,
I love when they do parody covers like this to stuff, not just horror movies, but like everything.
And I just can't go on enough about the art. It just, everything in this book works. 5 stars.
Wow, that's awesome.
And that's I think that's everything I put down.
Okay, then let me go ahead and jump on this. I will say, Josh, just let Hazel know that she needs to stay royalty free in the stuff that she's playing, please.
She won't play the Wii store music that she learned to play on her cello. How about that?
Okay.
So,
okay. Listen, as long as we don't get taken down because of the algorithm.
I know. I'm sorry. I keep trying to mute when she's playing.
I'm just kidding. We barely hear it, but when I do hear it, it's funny. So, but we're not paying for this. Just let her know.
Yeah,
we'll give
totally.
her credit on the notes if she wants. So
I'm pretty sure that's the scales, so I don't think you have to worry about.
Okay, cool.
That.
Well, I read a bunch of stuff this week. I did do a few reviews for the channel, so if you want to go back and take a look at those. Kyle Higgins sent us issues 1 and 2 of Original Gods, his new Image book.
Nice.
I've only read issue 1 because I didn't want to spoil anything on the review, but it's really good. Then we also got Justice League Infinity #1 this week.
Read that one.
Which is a continuation of
Justice League animated series.
The animated stuff.
Oh.
I also read The Nice House on the Lake #2 by James Tynion and Alvaro Martinez Bueno. Man, this book continues to be so cool. Like apocalyptic, weird shit, but it's James Tynion writing it. It's really good. I really, really recommend it. I also read the Masters of the Universe Revelation #1.
Oh, I need to get that. Dang it.
You need to pick up the Mike Mignola cover.
Yep.
Well,
All
I
right.
both picked up the Magnolia covers.
I got mine.
I also picked up the regular cover by Stefan Sajic. I think that's how you say that.
Yeah. We'll agree.
But the book's really good. Like, go look at my full review. But
it's confusing also, given what they're trying to do with. And again, like everything else, they got to change the ethnicity of the characters. Because I mean, like they go to King Grayskull and he's I mean, I'm not complaining. It's fine what it is, but just if you go back and because I know Mattel has been trying to combine like the histories of like, Filmation, the New Adventures, Mike Young connections, and in the original Mike Young, they did a history of King Grayskull, who was the original king of Grayskull and the original person who started the power. And then you go into the history of He-Man, and now he's African American. So they're changing up the history lineage of where you go from where the power started up to the point of where we are with Prince Adam.
Yeah, I think this book is trying to act as a bridge between the Filmation stuff mainly and the new Netflix show.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long time since I watched the Filmation stuff, and we'll get into it next week when we go full deep dive into Filmation stuff. A little preview there for the show. But I don't know that there was an overarching story like throughout the whole thing.
Well,
but
we get from the trailer that magic is disappearing on Eternity.
Well, I meant for the Filmation stuff.
There wasn't really. It was basically, Adam's He-Man.
Yeah,
he's trying to keep
like a week to week.
It was him just trying to keep Eternity from falling in the evil forces of Skeletor.
Right. Yeah. So,
what more do you need?
I think what this book is trying to do is just bridge that into this. So I really enjoyed it. The art feels like a weird crossover of the Filmation stuff and the new stuff, which has got to be pretty difficult to do, to try to pay homage to not one but two different art styles. So big credit to I think Mindy Lee is the artist on the book. Yeah. The Revelations was written by Tim Sheridan, who also wrote the Long Halloween movies, part 1 and 2 that are coming out.
Well, one's already out.
Yeah, one's already out, and then also obviously based on the story by Kevin Smith for the Netflix show. So that was cool. And also the last book I read that I also did a review for was X-Men #1 by Gary Duggan, Pepe Larraz, Marte Garcia, and Clayton Cowell.
Now, just keep this book, get rid of everything else, and I'll be happy.
So, can I just ask a quick question about it? Is this another full reboot, or is this a new title taking place in Hickman's world?
It's no reboot. It's basically the X-Men trying to become a superhero team within Earth. Instead of being stuck on Krakoa, they're trying to be a superhero team in the middle of New York now. They have this gigantic tree house, which I'm actually okay with. It looks pretty. When they give you in the issue, they give you this diagram of what it looks like inside, and it's actually pretty cool. So it's just them trying to be the superhero team, and to make ties between the human race and the mutant race a little bit more, easy.
Okay. Yeah. There's in my review I mentioned I think Kyle's gonna like this one.
Oh yeah. The dynamic of this team, I like it because you got Sunfire, who's never been a team player, is actually working well with them. I'm like, I like this.
Such a cool roster. Like
I know.
We have
Pepe Larraz is becoming the go-to X artist.
Well,
that's my default view now when I start to see the X-Men.
That's what I mentioned in my review as well. I think Pepe Larraz may be now like this generation's X-Men artist, kind of like, John Byrne and Jim Lee and the work for those times. I think he is this generation's artist for the X-Men.
One of my favorite scenes is like they've just taken down the threat that they have to take on, and you have this X-Men Avengers are only out 30 seconds. Hey guys, it's Fantastic Four, and you have like this nice little conversation between Ben and Jean, and it's like, wow, they're actually making good with the actual current superhero teams again. Like we actually may get the superhero universe I want out of Marvel, not this, I don't know.
Yeah. So it's really good. Gary Duggan just gets the X-Men, like he just understands how to write X-Men. And they introduced a new villain that doesn't play a big part on this, but they're kind of setting him up to be the big bad. This Elon Musk type of dude. It's a new character. I had never heard of him.
Well, they actually tied this into with the issue where they basically colonized Mars, because I think that was a project they were working on. And when he realized the X-Men done it, he's like, he realizes his dream has just been crushed.
It's like if the X-Men had beat Elon Musk to make Space Force X or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool. I really like it. I do have two movies to mention. As you guys know, we recently lost Richard Donner. So my buddy, he has a show, Rob Fishbeck. Go check out his channel. He had me on and we were talking about Donner movies, and somebody brought up Timeline with Paul Walker and Gerard Butler. I had never seen Timeline.
I've never heard of it.
So
it's a Michael Crichton story.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I don't know that it's a good movie, like subjectively. I think it's just fun. I call it 90s fun, but this is a 2003 movie.
Yeah, that's the thing about it is like it came out like 10 years too late.
Yeah.
The story's kind of weak.
Like I knew what was gonna happen as soon as Gerard Butler was expositioning out loud. Like I knew what was gonna happen, but that didn't stop me from having a good time. And you know, like I'll watch almost anything with Paul Walker and Gerard Butler, and it.
Fuck yeah.
And especially
Is there more than one?
Oh, not together, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, all right. I was like,
but yeah, I mean, it's a Richard Donner movie, so like I'm gonna go check it out. And it was a good time. The only problem, I guess, is that it's only streaming on Paramount Plus, which at the moment we have because my brother's watching the iCarly reboot. Which that's something that kind of I guess I was a little too old by that time, and that it just kind of missed me. That I'm not like
me too.
About watching iCarly.
Yeah, same here.
Barely missed you. And then the other thing, and maybe Clay, I think you've seen this as well. Fear Street Part 1 and 2.
Yes.
I've watched both of them.
I just watched the first one.
Okay.
So good. And I didn't know much about it. Shelby was all in, so she was filling me in all about it.
Yeah, this is based on the stories by R.L. Stine. It's a 3-part. They call it a 3-part event because each movie is a standalone movie. But they are connected in a way. And it's just like it's gory. It's violent. But it's fun.
Yeah,
like a good slasher, like good slashers should be, I think. And then the first part is based on 1994, so it looks more like a Scream type of movie. This part 2 is based in I think it is 70s or 80s, so it's more like a Halloween type of slasher. So it doesn't have as much meta stuff as a 90s movie would. And then the last one is going to be based out of 1666. So I don't know what to expect for that.
Salem Witch Trials.
Yeah, something like that. So
the first one sets the tone really well. So going into the last one, I'm kind of excited to see what they do.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And like I said, part 1 and 2 are if you're watching this right now, it's already out. The other thing, Kyle, I saw you were watching Godzilla Singular Point. My only, I like the show. My complaint is that I'm about 6 or 7 in, and this show still has yet to Godzilla.
I know. It's I know.
Like
wait.
Yeah.
How
Like
do you
he
have a Godzilla show without Godzilla?
He hasn't shown up at all.
Well, no, he in documentation and old like pictures and paintings, but not like the actual form of Godzilla. They're taking their sweet time.
Yeah,
it's them trying to be really weird with like these weird radio waves and technology, and like Rodan shows up, but we get multiple Rodans who show up and then just die. And it's like, what the?
It's like
You guys will be pissed when you find out it's only 8 episodes long. I mean,
or maybe I'm only 5. Maybe I'm only 5 in then. But it feels
no, I'm kidding. I don't know.
It feels like what they threw the Interstellar crew, like the story of Interstellar.
Beautiful. The art's great. The animation's great.
Yeah, but I'm not in the Godzilla show for people unless they're dying.
The characters are fun. We do get to see what's the name of the robot at the beginning?
Oh, Jet Jaguar. Yeah,
Jaguar.
Two of the guys work with this old adventure, and he creates like this jalopy-based version of Jet Jaguar, which is just kind of fun to watch.
So that's cool, and we do see other monsters, just not Godzilla. So far, but it is nice that they have that the old.
Why didn't
song.
they just call it like Monsters Inc. then instead of Godzilla?
You can't because we now. One of my things is we have monsters at work.
Yeah,
because we have the new show on Disney Plus,
which I heard is not good. I haven't watched it.
I watched the first episode.
Reviews have been bad.
I watched the first episode. I want to give it a little more a chance, but it doesn't. Like you do have Sully and Mike in their voice again by John Goodman and Billy Crystal, but it takes place literally right after Monsters Inc. with them being put in charge and trying to do the transformation over from being scarers into comedians, and they have this one character who's like he's beaten Sully's scare record, so he just got the degree to go work for Monsters Inc. from Monsters University, and he gets there and he's like, "Oh, you're going to be on the custodian team because we don't need scares at the moment." So it's kind of like it's weird.
Fucking capitalism, man.
No shit.
All right, yeah, that was it. I just need the show to Godzilla more. Because
I've heard
you hear
we are going to get a second season. I think I've heard of it.
You hear the theme at the beginning of every episode, like,
Yeah.
dun, 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 like the old theme remastered to an anime song afterwards. I'm like, it gets you hyped, but then there's no Godzilla.
I hope this is the best troll ever.
Yeah. Does it blend into a standard anime song about love and rainbows and
almost a little more rock based, but yeah, it does dun, dun, and it goes into your typical anime intro.
Yeah. So, all right.
Heartbreak and becoming a god.
There's a lot of really high level physics concepts that they talk about, or I don't know if they probably made up physics, but there's a lot of science on the show. So yeah, all right, Josh, what do you have for us?
Pretty short and sweet. It's been a very busy 2 weeks with just life stuff, but I read Giant Days Volume 1 for the Comic Book Club this month, and it was just fantastic. Really, really good book. I said this in the pre-show. As a Gen Xer, it is the first, I think, piece of media I've read about young people today that still brought back all the memories and feelings of being in college, right? It's incredibly relatable. And I love that. You know, there is an ongoing joke I love about you're trying to live life in the late 90s because there are moments where people, like, one character smashes her phone, you know, and they keep bringing this up, like, and I'm like, oh, guys, I was out of grad school. Well, no, that's not true. I was in grad school in the late 90s. But anyway, it's a great book. The art is fantastic. The writing is great. It's a solid read all around. And just lighthearted enough that, like, I was also saying, I kept waiting for it to get darker. And maybe it does in later volumes. I don't know, but it definitely doesn't in the first volume. Like, it's a book I am very much going to hand off to my daughter probably next year. I think she's right at that cusp where if I were to do
when she goes to university.
Well, yeah, true. She'll love the humor in it. Like, she'll love the jokes. She'll love the characters are all amazing and fantastic. It's a great book. So highly recommend.
I think I don't know if it's volume 1 or 2. There's a big Texas joke.
Is there?
And I really love it. It must be volume 2 then, if you don't know about it.
Yeah, no, it's not in 1. So
I have to ask, so far, Josh, because this is something we would have talked about at the Comic Book Club. Are you an Esther, a Susan, or a Daisy?
Okay, I want to be.
Everybody wants to be an Esther, I think.
Everyone wants to be an Esther. And I was kind of even bummed about the fact that I think if I knew this trio in college, I would have also fallen in love with Esther. Yeah. I am probably very much a Daisy. So yeah, just it's wonderful. So yeah, great book.
If you read Giant Days, let us know down in the comments.
Yeah, please do.
If you're the Esther of your group, a Susan, or the Daisy, and for Kyle and Clay, I think you guys will enjoy this book. Like, it's just weird college nonsense, like about a group of friends. So,
what's it called again?
Giant Days.
Giant Days.
It's by Boom Comics.
It's been on my to read list for a long time.
Clay, I think if you read the first volume, you might just keep reading the whole thing.
Yeah, I immediately added volume 2 to my wish list.
Shit, I don't have them up here. I was going to say, I'm going to be backed up for a while. Shelby got me the first 3 volumes of Criminal hardback for my birthday.
Oh my,
nice.
And it's like,
yeah,
so good.
Yeah. So,
okay. Well, in terms of comics reading, that's all I've done. Watching stuff, I didn't throw this in the show notes, but I've partly been vicariously living through my daughter, whose summer activity is watching all the Marvel movies because she missed so many of them. So she just got up through Guardians of the Galaxy last night. So as I walk by, I'll stop and watch a few minutes. Still love Winter Soldier. God, that movie is amazing. That was the one I probably stuck around the longest for. But yeah, she's been really jonesing on them. Other than that, the other just rando thing, I was at Best Buy the other day, and in their increasingly truncated DVD section, they had season 4 of Ultraman on Blu-ray on sale for like $13.
Wait, what?
And yeah, and they're these beautiful packages. They're like
it wouldn't be Ultraman because Ultraman, the first Ultraman only had one season, so Ultraman Ultra.
It's called Return of Ultraman.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they listed as season 4. I don't know.
Okay.
But so I picked that up, and then remembered that I had bought the first season of Ultraman like 10 years ago, and it's on my Plex server. So I finally just sat down and started watching them. They are so goofy and lovely. They're just tons of fun. My wife is in the background. She's like, "What the hell are you watching?" And I'm like, "It's Ultraman." So I had never seen them. I think I'd seen them in passing a few times as a kid. And that was
you never. Oh, you never. I remember watching it growing up when it was on syndication. Like that's how it.
The problem I had was we moved so often that anything that was syndicated was hard to find. Like I remember watching Voltron once on vacation in Gulf Shores because it was on TV, and we went home and I'm like, where does this air? I mean, before the internet, it was, you would flip through the TV guide, like trying to figure out when stuff aired. And it never showed up. So there was a lot of pop culture stuff like that I missed, and I'm just now catching up on. So that's why I'm watching Ultraman, trying to get through the first series so I can watch this new set that I bought. But that's about it. It's been.
I'm glad you bring that up because this weekend does mark the 55th anniversary of Ultraman.
Ultraman, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It aired yesterday, July 10th, in 1963. What was the date he put on?
Exactly, Artificial Orange Studios. Yeah, I know that pain. Well.
So yeah, go read. Marvel has now the Ultraman license. If you can't find any of this stuff, you can at least find some of the more recent Marvel comics.
I feel like I should have known it was the anniversary and tied it all together, but just totally random.
Yeah, no, I meant to bring it up earlier, and then I forgot to put it on the notes. So I'm glad you had an Ultraman. This is what they call destiny, I think.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I think Ultraman's a good segue for Kyle. To Kyle to talk about stuff.
Okay, so let's see. Comics I read, again, we've already talked about Masters of the Universe Revelation, which I thought was good. It'll be interesting to see where it goes because in the comic book you have this weird creature that I guess came from like thousands of years ago, attacks King Randor, and he's in this coma. And they think he has poison, but as He-Man goes through time, through one of the portals and goes through time, you realize that it's not so much venom, but something to do with the mind. So they're trying to figure out how something's controlling the beast. And at the end of it gives a little spoiler of who's in. Yep. Yeah, that like Cyclops-based octopus right there. And then you find out later that it basically Skeletor is at basically the one controlling it. So you like, and Evelyn's like, we got to get back to get He-Man. And Skeletor's like, no, He-Man can wait. I need to control this damn monster again. So it's just like, I think they're gonna have a little fun with the issue.
I think the coolest thing, one of the coolest things. Sorry to cut in, Kyle.
No, you're fine.
Also, in the trailer, we saw that the Sword of Power is actually two swords combined.
Yeah.
Chaos and Order, or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember the specifics of it. Yeah. But in the book, they kind of go back into they explain how that happens in this book.
King Grayskull uses it to actually forge. Yeah. Which again, that's something new they're adding in too, because in the original Filmation, there was no two separate power swords. There was the Sword of Power and the Sword of Protection, which She-Ra got. So it'll be interesting to see how if they even mention anything with She-Ra based or Hordak based on the series.
Yep.
Next book.
Quick question on the He-Man stuff, though. I've just seen a lot of reissue toys. Are they going to come out with something new?
Yeah. They if you look online, they already have box sets for what do you call it? The figures. I'll have to find it, but they're even pimping a new one for Fakor, like the robotic duplicate of He-Man.
Oh, okay.
This question is going over my head. I'm gonna need somebody else to address it.
Hold on, let me see. So before, okay. So this goes right into Saturday morning cartoons, but before we got Filmation, in 1982, one of Filmation's Saturday morning cartoons is still one of my favorites. It's called Black Star. John Blackstar is a pilot who basically he flies off from Earth, goes to a portal, lands on Sagar, the planet Sagar, and basically gets. They have have two stars, the star, Power Star, and it separates. And he gets one. He ends up meeting the Trobbits, which are these 7 tree hobbits, and ends up helping fight the resistance against the Overlord. So basically, this was the kind of what He-Man would go into, and it's funny because they actually have they have 2 little Easter eggs within the Filmation. in Black Star, he actually has this flying green dragon called oh god, I'm blanking on Warlock. And basically, later as He-Man actually flies on a red version of that dragon, even though it's not the same show. And then basically, they also have it to where basically there's when He-Man in another episode when He-Man's in like this temple and he finds this treasure room. There's an actual gold statue of Black Star right there as a little Easter egg that they put in the shot. So it was basically what I think it was. It was NBC hiring Filmation to do a cartoon for them, but it was also a little teaser of what they would go on to do for He-Man, because George Cicenzia, who voiced Black Star, would go on to voice characters on He-Man and She-Ra, and also would voice Hordak.
Okay.
So that's what Robbie was meaning. Is it Black Star now? So yeah, like when he lands, there's one major power source like that is like the most powerful weapon in the universe that gets separated. Overlord gets one half, Black Star gets one half, and they're trying to defeat the other one so they can get the other power. And either good's going to roll or evil's going to roll. So it's kind of like that. Only lasted 13 episodes, but I have the box set and still one of my favorite Filmation cartoons.
All right, and now that we've addressed that, it's got the same sword plot.
Yeah,
it sounds like it. What else, Kyle?
Amazing Spider-Man number 70, which basically is you find out that basically in the last couple issues, the Doc Ock is now back to being his original self. He's no longer the good Doc Ock. Somebody it basically made him forget his whole past history of being good. He has the tentacles again. He's been reforming the Sinister Six, and you realize that basically he's been doing this on the orders of Kindred, who is now free again. And then basically,
is he still in his young body?
He looks like he looks like original Doc Ock in the green outfit with the glasses. And
That's weird. Okay, I need to find out the comic where that happened, because he was the Superior Octopus for a while.
Yeah.
In the young Octavia's body.
Yeah. And then he's gone and gotten the Sandman. He's gone to get I think it was Rhino. He's gotten a few other people. But basically, you realize that in Spider-Man, all these other teams are starting to form, and now it's going to lead into the Sinister Wars. So basically, we've got 6 different teams of evil villains who are going to be basically fighting, I think, for the title of the Sinister Six.
Well, you're going to be our ear on the street for that, because I think you're the only one reading Spider-Man at the time.
Oh, yeah. One of the actual good Marvel books.
I got nonstop Spider-Man because it's
that was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, Joe Kelly and Chris Bocciolo.
Also read. Let me see the notes here. We already talked about X-Men number 1. The other stuff I also threw in Monsters at Work. Weirdly enough, I've been re-watching episodes since last Saturday of Sequest DSV on Peacock. Just because I never really watched the show in its first original run. So I was watching episodes, and first season's not too bad. It was, I want to say it was NBC trying to do something that was C-based, but then I watched a few episodes of season 2, and it went down the hole. And I was reading reviews of how Roy Schneider really hated that because they were trying to be more real based, under the sea. And then when they got to season 2, it was all more like genetics and aliens and monsters of the week. And he goes, if we wanted to do Star Trek, why didn't we just do that? Why are we doing underwater things? So you realize that it just started going tanking after that. And then they got to season.
I also heard Roy Scheider didn't get along with the dolphin.
Really?
No.
Oh. I was going to be
the only thing I remember from the show is there's a talking
Darwin.
dolphin.
Yeah, Darwin.
And that just, why? Because it's not like a Grant Morrison book. And that's the only place I see talking amphibians.
I think it's hilarious because the show is set in the year 2018. So came out in 1990 and it's set in 2018.
Did we miss Talking Dolphins?
Boy, they had a lot of hope for the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was we finally ended that and just have post-apocalyptic movies now.
Yeah, all the dolphins left, and their last message was "So long and thanks for all the fish." So,
Darwin.
Somebody else watched it. So.
Yeah, fish.
I'm having fun at least with the first season, but yeah, they did not go. And then by season 3, Schneider left, and they brought in Michael Ironside. They wanted to make the series more military based, and that's when it kind of just they lost their audience.
That's perfect casting.
So
I know.
Firefly can't get more than one season, but this thing went on forever.
Hey, at least we got a movie with And then the last thing I have to give Robbie gave me credit for. If you guys haven't watched it, July 29th on HBO Max, Warner Brothers, using almost every character they could have from Hanna-Barbera, is releasing a new animated series called Jellystone, and the trailer is effing amazing. Oh my God, you got everybody like they got Yogi, Boo Boo, and I always forget her name, but the female Robbie, help me here. She was always the girlfriend of Yogi in all the old like 70s and 80s cartoons. Jabberjaw, Peter Potamus, Top Cat,
Cindy Bear.
Thank you, Cindy Bear. No, you got Haji and Johnny Quest.
Like,
You've got
her name was Hyped. That's cool.
but they're basically just going all out like crazy. Like they're actually changing. Like Jabberjaw's a girl in this one now. They're changing. Like Top Cat is more like a pimp in the show.
Well, I tell you what, we'll save. I have the trailer put up. We'll watch it at the end.
Oh, we got you.
I would like to see the pimp cat, please.
and they basically there's almost. They even had Kazam, the big genie they used to have in the old like Fantastic World Hanna-Barbera, and it's like they've got almost every Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy. You know, they got almost everybody. It's like there's almost nobody they didn't get access to, and they're just going. It's from these guys who did Chowder originally on Cartoon Network, and it's going to be just zany, crazy because you actually have one line where Yogi and Boo Boo are doctors, and then there's one scene where Boo Boo goes, "I'm being sued for malpractice."
Nice.
Yikes.
So is this like 3D or 2D or?
It's 2D. It's 2D.
It's 2D. Yeah.
We'll watch the trailer at the end if you want.
Think of cartoons on Cartoon Network like
I was gonna say,
Show and stuff.
It has that kind of Cal Arts look to it. So,
Captain Caveman's in there. No, and KV Jr. is going to be in there. This is awesome.
So I forgot. I do have one more thing very briefly to bring up that I totally stumbled across. I was in my Plex server, and you know, Plex has a bunch of like just free internet channels there now. I was trying to search for something in my Plex server, and up popped up the streaming for free. I'd never heard of this before. A 1962 Crazy Cat show.
Yeah.
So based on the George Harriman comics.
They sometimes air episodes on the retro cartoon station on Pluto TV.
Oh, that must have been where it was then. But they were directed by Gene Deitch. And I watched a couple of them. They're not good. But unlike the original silent era Crazy Cat cartoons, they at least are inspired by and sometimes directly taken from the original comic strip. My big gripe with it is that they full on gender Crazy Cat as a woman, which if you read the original comics is not the case. Crazy Cat is all over the place, which is wonderful and weird when you think about it from like the 19-teens and 20s, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, I was flabbergasted to see Gene Deitch worked on it. So just, legendary animation director. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So.
Hey Josh, you need to change your name too, because the dog's name is Mr. Cool.
No, no. We do not name the dog.
No, that's his name.
No, I know. I refuse. I am simply Fonzie's dog. I will
if we're doing a Saturday morning cartoon, you've got to be Mr. Cool.
No.
Three things Josh will never accept. He'll never accept them bringing Uncle Ben back. He'll never accept a Joker origin story. And he'll never accept a name for Fonzie's dog.
Exactly. Fonzie's dog should not exist.
Okay, hold on. On number 2, a Joker origin story. You can't tell me you didn't like Joker.
No, I did. I had problems with it, but
because like you get left with that movie not knowing whether stuff is true or not, so it's not really an origin story when you think about it.
Right. That's why it works. That's what I'm saying. So he's fine with that because it's ambiguous.
Right. Yes, exactly.
All right. Before we get on to our main topic, we do have 2 episodes of Loki we can briefly talk about. I don't want to go too much into detail because like the internet has pretty much covered everything you could talk about Loki. But I just want to ask you with spoiler warning.
There you go. All right.
Loki.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Just tell me about the last 2 episodes. Did you guys like? How are you guys feeling about the show so far?
I love it.
I love it.
I can't. Like I remember reading. I was watching. I was listening to an episode of Half Hour Pop Culture Happy Hour it's a podcast on NPR, and they were talking about how like even though episode 3 wasn't a builder, it was character builder. So you almost didn't even realize there's nothing to complain about. Like Loki's in episode 1 gets taken to the time variant, or the time bureau, and you realize what that is. And then number 2 is him trying to find, eventually meeting Sylvia. 3 is him building a relation with Sylvia. 4 is them trying to get the hell out of the time bureau, and then 5 is just Loki meeting with the the variants, and I got to say, Alligator Loki is my favorite Loki of all time. Just that.
No, I'm sorry. Classic Loki. Richard E. Grant is classic Loki. He even has the Kirby physiognomy.
I'll give you
classic
that.
Loki.
But my favorite scene is when you have President Loki and Alligator Loki just goes in, jumps on his arm, and bites his hand off.
Bites it off.
President Loki's been looped. I'm like, oh my god, it's awesome.
Richard E. Grant not only does classic Loki, he also did the motion capture for Alligator Loki. That's why it's so good.
For real?
No.
I was like, what?
No, here's one for you though.
That's why it's so good.
So in the episode where basically Loki's going down into the it's going down into a little sanctum, a little headquarters for the other Lokis.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you see, like, there's Frog Loki in the actual jar.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is true. Frog. It's Frog.
Yeah, it's Frog. Yeah, but no, Chris Hemsworth actually voiced him. He did a little bit of. He did. I read that last night. Apparently, he actually voiced Frog in that. Yeah.
I have to say, this is such a weird association, but the entire time they were in their lair, all I could think about was the sidekick Shaq from The Tick. When that's all I could think of. I was like, oh god, it's like The Tick when poor Arthur had to go to the sidekick shack, you know. And it's no, it is. Every one of the MCU shows has been so good on Disney Plus, and every one of them has allowed these minor characters and new characters to really just grow, develop, and shine. It makes me a little worried for the upcoming films. The films don't have this kind of space to do this.
Okay, I haven't watched Black Widow. I've read reviews and stuff, and I'm going to leave that one right there. But I'm going to give hope for Shang-Chi just because we're like Guardians, which was a space drama. We're entering into a new world with Shang-Chi. We haven't done we've had fighting, but we never done the martial arts world, mystic of Asian, mysticism and stuff like that, and with dragons. So I think with what we got of Iron Fist, this is, I think, going to be Shang-Chi. So I actually have hope for that movie to actually be something fresh and new that might equivalent with it.
That's a lot of time.
Well, I know.
They need to bring the mythology forward. They need to establish the current day characters and who we're going to care about, and do the story and the villain. I mean, there's a lot when you bring that in.
Yeah, and so that's my point. Kind of what Clay is saying is, I'm not saying that I think the upcoming films will be bad. I'm just saying that I don't think they're going to give the space for the character development that we're seeing in these shows.
Yeah.
Right. Like you were saying, having an entire episode where basically Loki and Sylvie just talk, that's incredible. That is really incredible. And I just don't see how they're going to fit that kind of approach into the films.
I don't know. But I think they did it enough with in Guardians. I mean, you had 5 characters you're trying to learn about. And that's why Shang-Chi is really the only one we're trying to focus on. So I think, now the Eternals, I have no idea what to expect with that film. But I think with Shang-Chi, with the trailers I've seen, I think there might be a chance to actually build upon what we want with that film. I think they're going to. I'm hoping that we're going to be surprised with Shang-Chi like we were with Guardians.
And I will say that Black Widow does have some moments that you don't expect that are great character moments. So I mean, they do use the time well in the film.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I missed some of that because my headphones died, but.
Oh no!
I'm going to throw
this one. Your faces look like they really enjoy the show.
I'm going to say this. I think the TV shows. I think Marvel wasn't sure how they were supposed to go to the next level because after Endgame, how do you tier up the next thing? I think the TV shows are going to force them to have to work to build to the next tier of what the next phase of Marvel's going to be.
Everything we're seeing is like, hey, let's bring it back down. Let's ground it again. Wait.
WandaVision was grounded?
Well, at least it was on Earth, I guess.
I do have a theory, or not a theory, something I would like to see. And that is they split the difference. I've long said you don't do Fantastic Four as a movie, you do it as a series. Yes. So what they've proven with these Disney Plus shows is they have the cachet to bring the screen actors to the small screen. So what if they start using the films as, let's introduce the world, the big spectacle, and then continue the story in MCU shows, right? I would be fine if there was the FF movie that introduces everything, and then we get a series.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
But none of these characters have started off as the star. They're all like,
right.
B-listers who get a show. So that would be weird to get a full movie and then get a series. They would have to be like just show up at the end of a film or something and help, and then go.
I would argue Loki. I mean, Loki was another what made the original Thor so great.
Yeah.
So outside of everybody else, Loki is the one guy I think because I mean look at all the villains, and I've even saying this over Thanos. What villain in all of the first 3 phases of Marvel films has been the greatest? And Loki was that one character.
Yeah. They even say it in the show. That's the great line.
Yeah.
They're like, you're more charismatic and more handsome than the heroes. I can't remember if it's one or the other.
Well, and to your point, Clay, I would say let's go back 10 years, and think about the fact that if at the time we had said there is going to be a successful crossover universe of films, right, where you're going to get this character in this film and this character in this film, and it's all going to come together, we would have been like, that's never happened in movies. There's no way that's going to work, right? I think time and time again, what this new Marvel MCU world and Feige have proven is they're willing to take the risk and do what everyone says you can't do and do it successfully. And so I could see them being the ones to say, we're going to star these characters in a movie and then move them into a Disney Plus show. So
yeah, I definitely agree here with this. I just want to see Doctor Doom.
I just want to see a good Doctor Doom. We've had 2 terrible Doctor Dooms in movies. Just 2 really shitty Doctor Dooms. Like
2?
Yeah.
You're not counting the Corman film?
Corman's the best Doctor Doom.
Corman is the best Doctor Doom. I'm sorry, you're right. 3, 2.5. Let's put it that way.
The last thing I'll say on Loki too is, I think the most Loki thing that the show could do is make Richard E. Grant like a different Loki. That's the bad guy that's in the castle.
Oh,
that would be good. That would be so good.
Because one thing, these Marvel shows have kind of played it safe. Like in their last episode overall, they didn't do any big reveals or anything. Like Mephisto was never there. Like, so like all that stuff. So I think they're not going to introduce a whole new character as the villain. Even as much as we, like comic readers, know Kang could be the guy.
You don't think Kang's going to be in the last episode?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think they're definitely setting up the next phase.
I think
I think Kang is in the end credits if he's in it.
Well, all I'm going to say is here, you said play it safe. We got 2 major story arcs we got to deal with in this last episode. One is Sylvie and Loki going to the castle, and 2 is Owen Wilson knocking the fuck out of the Time Variant Bureau.
Yeah, and if in that end credit scene I don't see Owen Wilson riding a fucking jet ski.
Yeah.
Like, why did we even make this show?
I did love my new favorite meme is me when I die, and then it's my dog, and it's the photo of Peter Parker blubbering over Uncle Ben's death from the first Spider-Man movie. Mm-hmm. It's like my cat, and it's Loki at the TVA going, yes, very sad. Anyway.
Very sad.
It almost makes me wish that this image was real here, and I'll try to credit whoever. I don't know who made this image, but
I have a feeling that we're gonna see, and I don't think anyone is gonna agree with me, the Beyonder.
Oh no,
the Beyonder or the concept of the Beyonder from the Secret Wars that this supposedly is coming from. Are gods, I think they're going to personalize it more than the way it looked in Hickman's.
You saw that there was a statue head in that zone that was a statue head of the Living Tribunal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think there's a character in the comics that created the TVA called like the one from the beginning, or like some kind of like one being, but yeah, I think it might just be a different Loki version.
It won't be white suit Beyonder, but I feel like it will be a human version of.
How about this?
Okay.
Crazy theory. In the castle is the Watcher.
Oh, and then we go into the What If series. Perfect.
It could. I mean, But if you think about someone whose entire purpose is to look at other timelines,
it's wide Nick Fury.
Oh my god!
shit.
Yeah.
Played by Hasselhoff.
Yes.
Yeah, just
Yes.
beyond,
Yes.
like in that original Sin story, he's just beyond the wall,
Yeah.
watching. Yeah, like it's just white Nick Fury.
Oh wow.
All right. Well, I think that I can't wait. We'll definitely talk more about the whole thing once we all watch it. Hopefully next week. We do want to
transition. We need to talk about Black Widow. When
yeah. Once everybody watches it,
Is it worth paying $30 to watch it on Disney Plus, or
if you're
should I
gonna
go
watch
to
it
the
with your whole-
theater?
if you're gonna watch it with your whole family, I think money wise,
All right.
like it's
Yeah,
$10
money-wise,
a person,
yeah.
so that checks out. There's
Okay.
a few because Shelby asked me the same thing because I watched it early before work yesterday, so I didn't have to dance around spoilers all day. And I think there's a few set pieces that are worth watching at the theater, but I'm just gonna wait till the Alamo's open again to go watch it.
Didn't they open up already? I thought they opened like July 7th.
Not the one by my house.
Okay.
So
Let me
I think
double-
mine's set up to I think in August, at the beginning of August. So
Okay.
but yeah, I think Black Widow is well worth the watch, either at home or if you want to go to the movies.
It was for us. I
Yeah.
mean, it was totally worth it, paying for it, not having to go out. We just sat and we were able to pause it and
pausing a movie is like the best.
It's over 2 hours. So
Oh, that's good to know then. All right.
Yeah. So
but the only observation I will say is this is the most Fast and Furious of all the Marvel films. And I love it.
Nice.
all right. Well, let's move on to our main topic. And Josh found us something that looks like garbage, but we'll watch it anyways. I think the way it should be watched.
Gary Marshall was a god. You could get TVs made into cartoons.
ABC.
Kids only.
Eagle from Marmaduke.
The coolest kids around.
Laverne and Shirley in the Army.
That's it. You can stop it.
God, I really want to see the Laverne and Shirley in the Army. That just seems like a weird idea.
It was the Mork and Mindy, Laverne and Shirley in the Army hour, which actually had smaller episodes of the Fonz with Mr. Cool skits in it.
Yeah. So as part of our
And Mork comes to Earth to go to college.
oh god, does he not know that college is somewhere else? Or
And drives an egg car with a dog. This dog that can actually separate into different parts.
Hang on. The one Gary Marshall show that you really don't have to change the concept of at all to turn it into a cartoon goes with Mork Goes to College. Am I right?
Yeah, here we go. Robbie's got all the episodes.
So
Holy crap.
We can sit for you, Josh.
as you can kind of tell, here I have this one thing I'll play because I love it. So
Nice.
to kind of celebrate our or get ready for He-Man upcoming at the end of the month. This week we're gonna talk about Saturday morning cartoons. Next week we're gonna dive into the Filmation He-Man. So hopefully we can all watch the 140 episodes before then.
Already done it.
If I've never watched a He-Man cartoon, where can I watch it?
YouTube. There's an official He-Man channel you can actually watch the episodes on.
Okay.
Yeah, Kyle is our expert on that. So any questions, please direct them at Kyle.
Clay, I also ripped the 2-disc best of to my Plex. So you can watch that there.
Oh wow.
Laverne and Shirley's
That's saying something.
No. Their sergeant is a pig. Is an animal.
I saw him in the commercial. Oh, sorry, God.
No, I just want to say there is something else that Hanna-Barbera put out there that I watched recently. It's on YouTube. Their Variety Hour. It was a live action show that had nothing to do with cartoons and just had random celebrities show up, and it was Hanna-Barbera, but no cartoons.
Was it? I wonder if that came out before or after the Muppet Show. It seems like they would want to ride the coattails of the Muppet Show.
It was the 70s. Everybody had a variety show.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So in preparation for the show, when I was working on the thumbnail, I was thinking, I was like, man, I bet the stuff that these guys are gonna bring is probably going to be a little different than what I watched when I was. So I had to ask on our Discord because I was making this picture, and a lot of these, like, I want to say 60% of these are from my stuff because I'm the one that was doing the picture. So I had to. I know you guys dropped some names, but it was kind of hard.
Some,
to find.
I gave you a whole library version.
Yeah, but it was hard to find art that was like easy for me to put it on the art because it's not see-through or whatever. But yeah, anyways, but one of the reasons I wanted to do this show or this episode after Kyle pitched it was because, first of all, I love cartoons and Saturday morning cartoons, but I feel like we all kind of watched a different batch of them. I think there's going to be crossover.
Well, we're the last generation to have Saturday morning cartoons.
I watched them all. Like I was flipping through the channels. I
mean, we gotta start with the 70s and then phase up into the 90s. But essentially, what the 70s was just toy advertisements that were cartoons, and that's what we were given. And then it was just like He-Man was a toy.
Yeah. The 80s though. That wasn't the 70s.
Well, that's
you
where
can thank Reaganomics for that.
Yeah, that's where it evolved into that, and then guidelines for broadcast.
Save it for a trickle-down economics show.
And then in the 90s, they had to start tagging shows as entertainment or educational, and you had to have so much educational programming on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
And by that time, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network had rolled out. You could get cartoons 24/7. So
that was 90s. We didn't really start getting that till like the late 90s, early aughts, because even like 94, 95, we were still dealing with Saturday morning, ABC, CBS, and
that's the time period I'm talking about, the end of the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got cool stuff like
we had Fox. Granted, we had Fox.
I watched this in grad school because I loved it so much. Was the last show of the Spielberg WB, which was Hysteria, which was a history-based show. It was phenomenal, and it is impossible to find, like, officially. But as a young kid growing up in the late 70s, early 80s, and being a huge fan of comic books, one of the things that always bummed me out was DC dominated Saturday mornings. It was like Super Friends, Plastic Man. It wasn't until you start getting things like Spider-Woman, which I loved, and then finally Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends with the Hulk, I was like, we finally got some good Marvel animated shows.
Look, if anybody has any questions, like Robbie literally counts himself as a historian when it comes to cartoons because he actually does reviews on his YouTube channel. So if something I can't answer, throw it to him and he can pretty much bring an answer to the show.
And Robbie, if you want to put your link on the chat, that way people can go find your channel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he's absolutely right. I think when Star Wars hit is when the toy revolution began, and they saw we have a bunch of people who are buying Star Wars toys sitting in front of the television Saturday morning. Yeah. Let's just give them cereal and toys and programming. And
they were like, here's a non-violent way to take these nerds' money.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, and then what's so funny is if you think about the impact of Star Wars, they kind of flubbed it on Saturday mornings, right? They had droids, which I loved. That was one season?
Yeah.
And then they had Ewoks,
I think.
Which is now
Ewoks had two.
Now on Disney Plus, both of them.
Yeah, but they were primed to dominate. Actually, Droids is not on Disney Plus. I don't know what kind of weird legal hell it's in. But it is also impossible to find. I haven't seen it on there.
I started watching Ewoks, yeah.
But I haven't seen Droids on there. Because I was excited to rewatch it. I'd wanted to rewatch it since it aired. And it's really hard to find.
I've got a DVD of the Ewoks.
And I was somebody that I was watching this really on one of the only, by the time I remember at least, it was really only Kids WB that was showing Saturday morning stuff.
Yeah.
Other than like PBS and stuff, they would have like Carmen Sandiego and which was still interesting and definitely more educational than the Freakazoid nonsense I was watching on Kids WB.
Wait, no, do not.
Wait. No, you're saying that love, right?
I like Freakazoid. I'm just saying it's not as educational as Carmen.
Oh God, no, not at all. Although it did teach me who. The old radio personality, because they bring him into the Candle Jack episode.
Yeah. I don't know the name of the dude either, but I remember.
Oh God, my grandmother used to play a show. That's why I put the two together. But anyway,
So, but and then as I'm looking through this list of stuff, there's a whole bunch of logos like that I remember, like Street Sharks. I fucking love Street Sharks.
Hey, Droids is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I thought they added it.
What is Droids is?
Yes, both seasons.
When did they add it? It was not there when they rolled out the classic line.
I don't know when they added it, but it's on. I'm looking at the page right now.
All right. Well, sorry guys, I gotta run. I gotta go watch Droids.
We'll just watch it out here. No, that won't take us down.
It was not there when they rolled out that classic. That's crazy.
Somebody doesn't know how to type droids, apparently.
No, I'm serious. I was looking at the page. It wasn't there.
He has a reverse parent lock where he can't watch the kid stuff. Hazel has to unlock it for him. That'd be pretty funny.
Sad but true.
So yeah, I think the stuff. But let's talk about some more of the.
Hold on, wait a minute. I want to share something because you said Street Sharks.
Oh God!
And they come from family.
Yes.
Oh no! Please don't tell me this is a.
Did you share the tab we made on
what the
audio?
hell?
Damn it! Are you getting the audio?
No, I don't think so. I think you got to share the tab. But I'm plenty aware of this.
Plenty aware.
When Groot was a Street Sharks hawking those toys. I love Street Sharks and like bikers.
Biker Mice from Mars.
Biker Mice from Mars. There was
being
another
voiced
one
by Ian Zarek of 90210
fame. Can I just briefly talk about?
Oh, sorry. Of them all. He's the whale shark. Say hello to that round mound of pound and his power slam.
The whale shark.
He loves to tenderize the competition before he eats him. Then we've got Sledge, the hammerhead. Sledge,
these are great toys.
Loves to floor.
Yeah. I had all four of the main Street Sharks.
You got me.
And they are definitely great toys. Like those are quality toys.
Steel
tenderized
skin, and
he's about to kill a troll doll.
His special is the right hand roundhouse punch. He sends a competition to a watery.
Oh yeah!
Boom!
Boom! Yeah. Family.
Okay.
X-Men Street Sharks.
We had that before with He-Man. Thank you. It's called Thunder Punch.
just again, don't forget round mound of pound.
I'm just glad to see that Vin Diesel's always been jacked and shit.
Oh my god.
So can I just, because I have to get this off my chest, can I just briefly describe the concept of the Happy Days cartoon?
Please.
Because I have brought this up to people and they think that I'm high.
What? But time travel?
But the Happy Days cartoon is a time traveler with a time machine appears and takes Fonzie and the Happy Days gang and Fonzie's dog on trips through history, which sounds like Hanna-Barbera just had a filing cabinet full of just crazy ass ideas. And when they got the license, they're like, time travel. There we go, right? But I looked it up on Wikipedia. I just want to read this description of the episode called the $20,000 or the 20,000 drachma pyramid. The gang travels to ancient Egypt where they meet Cleopatra and Ralph falls in love with her. But Cupcake sets him straight because history says that Caesar and Cleopatra dated, which you got to enjoy the history flex there, right? A show with time traveling kids from the 1950s. Sorry, Ralph, you can't date Cleopatra because Caesar does. Oh, so good. Just so good. And shockingly, the original cast voiced all of it.
Yeah.
So
if only Fonzie would have jumped the Street Sharks.
Oh, what a crossover.
That is something that we should invent.
So as a kid, I always wonder, like, how come the Street Sharks don't hang out with like the Ninja Turtles and stuff? Like, I'm not understanding that they're two different properties.
Franchise, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I was just like, because it just kind of made sense to me. Like, although, well, I guess the swimming in concrete doesn't make that much sense. But yeah, I was always, but because I had seen other crossovers, right? This was also the time when like I wasn't aware of like, oh, this is Marvel and everything comes from Marvel. So like you get to see the X-Men and the Spider-Man cartoon, and I'm like, whoa, what's happening? This is not their show.
Yeah.
Were the Street Shark toys also Playmates? I mean, is that the reason there was confusion?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Wait, I'm gonna need you to define Playmates for me.
Oh, sorry, that was the company that made the Ninja Turtle toys.
I only know one.
No, not that Playmate. No, that'd be weird. That explains the expression when I said that. No. That was the company that made the Ninja Turtle toys.
Got it. Thank you. Which Street Shark do you think would be a centerfold?
Oh Lord.
Oh God! Now I have to look them up. You're gonna totally ruin my Google search history, man.
Leave it in the comments. Which Street Shark you think would be the centerfold?
Street Sharks Rule 34 Google.
Oh no! Well, use that incognito tab. We recommend the incognito tab.
Street Shark centerfold.
Well, if we want to get into it, I have a video of my list of Saturday morning shows.
If
we want to play that.
Is it? Do you have it, or you want me to pull it?
I have it. I'll pull it up.
While we're getting there, I do want to say like there were some cool cartoons like I think what was it the with the Hawks, Silverhawks that we saw the other day?
That wasn't Saturday morning though.
Well, I don't remember when I watched it, Kyle.
No. It was. I can tell you, it was never. It was always syndication. It was on weekdays. His second historian here is going to tell you that we're doing stick with Saturday morning animation. I can tell you that was never.
Okay, so the project here was to pull 3 cartoons that we would use to start our own like block of Saturday morning animation, right?
Sure.
And so I put a few together, and I found some really cool shit I dropped in too.
Thunder. In the year 1984.
I don't know about their sound.
Damn. Comet passes Earth, destroys the moon.
I mean, you look at all the comic book people that worked on Thundar the Barbarian.
I forgot Steve Gerber created that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jack Kirby. And this is the coolest thing is they were going to do like single strips, and there are sets of them that they have at the Kirby place, or his son has.
WB.
Oh yeah.
Just needed the music, man. I mean, this is the greatest hits of cartoons right
Batman
here.
animated series for people who don't know what's going on.
Which
I mean, look at that lineup.
Anyone ordered the $200 Batman animated series vinyl from Mondo? I desperately want it. Yeah, there we go.
I didn't. I did.
Yes, which I just want to point out,
Josh,
Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
By the way, if you want to watch all of the D&D cartoon, just this past Friday, D&D's official Twitch channel ran them all for 10 hours. And they've archived the video on their Twitch channel. I actually have a link in the show notes.
Well, you got that. You got the Real Ghostbusters have their own YouTube channel also. They're releasing episodes on.
I love that's my favorite is Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
I have
Steve Gerber, Paul Dini.
Paul Dini. Yeah.
Wow.
And that show gets dark. That show gets real dark.
Is this
what the hell is this?
This is a live action thing they made. It's a commercial.
From the Spanish car company. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, because this was the movie. Like that looks pretty rad.
No, it's amazing. This car commercial is amazing.
If they actually made this into a live action movie, it'd have my money in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, same here.
What's amazing is for the few episodes they did, they got a car commercial in 2018.
And perfect casting. I mean, just pitch perfect casting. Maybe not that guy, but
it's just the wig. It's not him. It's the
I
wig.
did like Dungeon Master's voice.
That guy looks good.
He
looks
just like Eric.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
so good.
so
good.
Yes, very correct.
Yeah.
It was all about the violence on this show.
The most violent cartoon of all time, Dungeons and Dragons. Jeez.
Because they talked about killing him, and that was weird for characters to talk about killing another character.
Yeah, and then you find out the Avenger's actually where they hinted at Avenger being Dungeon Master's son.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was-
Spoiler, man! Spoiler.
Oh, get over it.
But okay, wait, but here's the thing: how much of that was also just the after effects of the Satanic Panic, though? Because
very much
wasn't the cartoon trying to redeem that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So look for interviews with Gary Gygax around that time. He talks about it. And they finally get home with the help of Car.
What a bonkers commercial.
Isn't that amazing?
When I
can you
found
just
that, I hadn't seen it. I was so happy. I was so excited.
Oh, we get a bonus episode, bonus thing. Oh, no. Pollution.
Oh my god!
Why?
Wait, is this Watchmen?
Yeah, unfortunately.
The animated Watchmen.
There's a Watchmen
Daniel.
animated?
No, it's fake.
Oh.
Directed
It really,
by Harry.
unfortunately, it's not doing it justice if you can't hear the audio.
Yeah.
Oh. Rorschach is juggling pies, and I kind of like it.
He's so kooky. I like it. He's in bed with himself. I love it.
How much blue dong do you get in this cartoon?
None.
A lot.
Whoa, you guys watch two different
The
versions. of
gym.
this.
That's so
Lori.
creepy.
That's so creepy. Oh my god.
The guy that did this did an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I love
I like-
it when
It just makes him have a heart attack.
retcon, big retcon for the comedian not dying.
Watchmen. Oh my
Amazing
God.
work.
You know what? I suspect that is the only film version that Alan Moore has seen.
Oh my god! So those are my favorites. I know. I think the only thing is, Batman was in the mornings in the '90s. I saw it in syndication more. The animated
As did
series.
I. Yeah.
I'm going to use that Watchmen trailer for a jump off. It was, they had one thing where Dr. Manhattan became a car. And anybody, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was an old cartoon called Turbo Team from the 80s.
Yep. So weird. So weird.
I see that GIF all the time with the kid turning into some kind of
Yeah, it turns into it's Camaro. He somehow gets merged.
Where's my live action version of that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, you mean body horror?
Yeah, I want to see. If they're gonna do it, I want to see like the full, like gritty, like the kid, like this Morphe just turning into the car.
Or I mean, come on, they did it with the Banana Splits. Why not just have Shudder make into a horror film?
Yeah, but that Banana Splits was really bad.
Oh, I
They
know.
could've-
I'm not saying it was good. I'm saying, but if you're going to
man.
take a property like that, make it into you want to make something like a kid turning into a car, you can almost probably make it into a kind of a horror film of some sort.
like an American Werewolf in London for kids.
Okay.
Just
I don't know if
body
I call
horror
it for kids, but
Yeah, I agree with yeah.
Well, you're right.
I mean, even the animated version creeps me out. There's a moment where his hands begin to turn into wheels and his face widens to become the grill. And there's just this moment I'm like, that's wrong. Even as like an 8-year-old, I'm like, that's wrong. So
The Banana
So
Splits are
bad.
in Jellystone.
yep.
no. Wow.
I was
Dude,
hoping that they would stay with a darker edge, but
But that's not a Hanna-Barbera property.
Yes, it is.
It was Sid and Marty Krofft.
No, it wasn't. Banana Splits was Hanna-Barbera.
It was.
because
Yeah.
they hosted the cartoon. Sid and Marty Krofft were like Sigmund the Sea Monster and those shows.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I thought it was Sid and
No.
Marty Krofft. Okay.
Banana Splits is what do you call it? Hanna-Barbera. It was a live action, it's a sort of variety show where basically they do the live action segments and then they show cartoon, like animated cartoons throughout the show.
Oh, wow. All right. I didn't know.
one of my favorites, and this is actually my introduction to Milestone Comics.
Yeah.
Still one of the surprisingly best shows they did during
It's
that time
so
period.
good. Static Shock is so good.
Oh,
He does have a great costume. Some of the cosplay I've seen of him are awesome.
This is like all I wanted. And then, like I said, this is my introduction to Milestone. So when Batman shows up in this show later, I was like, what is happening? Like, like I wasn't
You
mad
wanted
about it.
crossovers, and you're getting them now.
Yeah, I wasn't mad about it, but I was like, holy shit, why is Batman in this? But I love Static Shock. I'm glad Milestone's bringing stuff back. through the comics. But yeah, like Static Shock to me, it feels almost like Spider-Man to me, which is like that one character that you can kind of relate because you're growing up and it's going to school and all that. Yeah,
I just threw a YouTube link in. This is one of my favorites. It's an intro for Black Star. I just put it in the chat.
Yeah, the one we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, the most recent one. The most recent link. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Keep. If y'all want, I mean, we can keep talking, but as we go through these, just send me stuff.
I just want to show this. It's not too long,
so we can have some visuals. But yeah, Static Shock was like,
it was awesome.
Not knowing anything about, like I said, anything going into it, like it was just kind of a fun debut. Like I remember watching the first episode, but here's the one Kyle saying. Oh, I keep trying to click on the other screen.
You might need to.
Astronaut. Is swept through a black hole into an ancient alien universe. Trapped on the planet Sagar, Black Star is rescued by the tiny Trobit people. In turn, he joins their fight for freedom against the cruel overlord. Who rules by the might of the
God, that looks like a Kirby
the
design.
Power Star is split
Avenger,
between the
no.
Power Sword and the Star Sword.
Oh,
So,
that's okay. That's what you guys were saying
Black
earlier.
Star,
About
together
that.
with his allies, sets out to save the planet Sagar.
Oh, it's a Lou Scheimer joint.
This
That
is
explains
his
it.
destiny. I am John Blackstar.
Still one of my
Cool.
all-time favorites.
That was good.
Yeah.
We did have some clarification from the chat. It looks like you both were correct in the Hanna-Barbera other debate, the banana split, whatever y'all were talking about. You were both correct. So
Really? Okay.
yeah. I mean, look, listen. You know you're from better than I do, Kyle. You say he's an expert as well. He has a
Yeah, no,
YouTube channel on
if he
himself.
says it, then I believe it.
So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight on that. I think another thing I want to touch on, and this is probably part one of maybe we'll probably revisit this later
We're gonna have to.
because there's so much, right?
Yeah.
But like this was also my introduction to or reintroduction to what anime was really like some of these like
Well,
Pokemon and I know they're not like the typical anime because they have been heavily westernized by the companies that are
That's
bringing
all
them
we
over.
had, though. I mean, that was the way it came in.
Until Toonami came around in the early
not even that.
2000s.
Think of it's not Saturday morning, but think about the '80s. Half our '80s cartoons were basically animated shows that were dubbed. I mean, Voltron,
Yeah.
Robotech. I mean, hell, even and I think this is an interesting. I think
Star
it's interesting.
Blazers,
Gotchaman, Battle of the
Speed
Planets.
Racer.
Yeah, see, I mean, half that stuff was all animated that's dubbed over and made into English for us.
Yeah, but Pokemon, like that, the only time I watched Pokemon was in that short run that it was on Saturday mornings on Kids WB.
Oh, okay.
which is where they really focus on the original 150, and it kind of leads up to the first movie in theaters.
Not even that. Originally, original Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon were Saturday morning based cartoons too when they first got brought over.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. By the time I guess those I watched before I came here, so
Okay.
those were in the after. We didn't really have morning cartoons. I mean, yeah, I guess we did, but there was a channel for cartoons, like a public. It was Channel 5, and that was like the kids network, pretty much. Where and I'm talking about channels in Mexico. So like that one had cartoons all day, and then in the mid afternoon to early afternoon, they had like young adult stuff, and then at night they would have like more, I guess, for older teenagers. So as we went, and then they would show movies at night. But that was pretty much a kid show. Like you knew if you were a kid, you'd want to watch Channel 5 because that's where all the cartoons were. And then that's where they would show Dragon Ball and Ranma One Half.
Gotcha.
Sailor Moon. Like they had an anime block. And Knights of the Zodiac, which is one of my favorite things growing up, which never really made it over here, unfortunately.
What, Zodiac?
Yeah, like
Well,
but it was only like 32 episodes that they dubbed in English out of like I don't know, hundreds that they have.
What's another one? Another one that you might have seen, but I know Robbie will know this one. It's Samurai Pizza Cats.
Oh, I love Samurai Pizza Cats.
That was Saturday morning.
Which they use ninja weapons, so that was confusing.
Yeah.
But overall, I love Samurai's Ninja Cats.
So see, the weird thing was none of the places I lived growing up that I was aware of showed any of the syndicated anime stuff. So I grew up without it. And the rare instances where, like I was saying, I'd be on vacation and Voltron would come on, or the rare times Robotech would come on, it was never consistent. I could never catch it again. So that's part of the reason, like, I didn't discover anime until high school, kind of on video and later, 89 through 93.
Anime, I mean, we had those cartoons here, but anime really didn't hit its mark until like the mid 90s, really. I mean, so you weren't
exactly.
I think part of it is that anime was so heavily, I guess in Japan.
We didn't know it was anime. Back in
Japan,
when did the first anime store open up around here? Because you were
97 on anime. Yeah. But they've been in Houston for a couple years already.
Okay.
Yeah, but the anime has been so sanitized. At least those early animes were so sanitized. Before Toonami came around, like they censored a lot. Like they changed plots. There's a big plot of Sailor Moon.
I was about to question, what the hell are you talking about? If you go back and watch the original format, that stuff's not sanitized.
No, yeah.
When it's right here, I get it. Yeah.
In Yu-Gi-Oh, they took out all the guns and they added this whole Shadow Realm thing, because in the original anime, like, you would just die.
Yeah.
There's no Shadow Realm. Like, and I didn't discover that till years after that there is no Shadow Realm in Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, anytime you're playing the Shadow game, that means you're gonna die.
Well, they did it with Power Rangers. I mean, when they brought up the first Mighty Morphin, which was Zoodranger, in the original Zoodranger series, the Green Ranger, in American, Tommy loses his powers and gives it over to Jason. In the original series, they kill off the Green Ranger. There is no, like, he comes back, like, he just dies. Like, they actually kill people in the Japanese version.
There's no candle that runs out.
And I want to recommend a video over at Toy Galaxy that does Star Blazers, because they go through and they do a side-by-side video showing you the stuff that they cut out, because apparently it was okay in cartoons for robots to, like, touch women inappropriately and lift their clothes up, and that was a lot of stuff that was in those cartoons that they would.
That was a very lecherous robot in the original series.
I'll say also, Toy Galaxy has, I want to say it to date, 3 or 4 videos just on Robotech and the Macross saga, like just how complicated legally that got, and the various changes, and is it coming back? Is it not?
Apparently now they I guess whoever owns Robotech, Harmony Gold, if it's them, they've actually gone through, and we're going to be getting almost all the Macross stuff borrowed over. They made a deal now, so
they're out already. You can watch them on the Roku channel. That's how I've been watching them. Because I never saw them.
We're hoping for it. There's one movie that they never released. They never brought Macross Plus to Blu-ray, and that's one phenomenal movie, and that's why people with this deal might release that.
Nice.
I do want to share one more that I really liked, and this one's also superhero related.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes, this actually was really good. I was surprised with this one.
Yeah, Superman and the Legion of Superheroes.
Actually, just Legion.
I just love the art style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this was my introduction to the Legion of Superheroes. I didn't know they were.
Yeah, it got dark in season 2.
Holy crap. It did. But Superboy looked super cool. Whatever the changes they did to him.
Yeah, this is probably a better gateway than what I read, which was like Legion. Legion was it 87 that had like a dark run? It was them in the future.
Was that the Giffen run?
Yes, it was Giffen. Yeah. That's it. I was trying to think who wrote it.
Weirdly enough, this came out the same time on Saturday mornings with the Batman, which actually wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, I remember watching the premiere of both of those, and I was like, oh, this is so cool.
It was very stylized. I like their take on the Joker.
Yeah.
I think that's all Joe Mad art.
I think so.
He designed that.
It definitely looks Joe Mad. This is season 2.
Yeah.
Daniel, if we're going to do it, I had a second link. Just pull the second link of YouTube for that, put it in the chat. This is for Josh.
I really like that.
He gets his own link?
Huh?
Wait.
And I put after your BRB message, I threw a YouTube link.
After the BRB message. Okay, I was like, this is
I want to see. I got to see Josh's reaction to this. Let's find the intro.
All right. Well,
see, I was hoping I was bringing new stuff when I brought that Brazilian commercial and the Watchmen trailer, but the only people that hadn't seen it was Daniel.
Listen, I don't have time to watch everything.
You're too busy making everything.
I know.
Yeah.
Pull back in the videos a little bit.
I'm so behind.
behind.
No, we need. You guys see the channel growth is. Once we get to 300, I'll slow down.
Okay.
How about 10,000?
Josh, this is for you.
Oh shit!
Oh God. Like that Sanford and Son music.
Mort,
Yes, Your Manseness?
you won't learn anything about that planet playing games. Go enroll in school.
So I can learn to play games?
No, I mean a regular school. Now go find yourself a place to stay and get hopping.
Just make yourself at home, Mork.
What is happening?
It's happening.
There's Josh in the back of the motorcycle.
Oh, just awful.
I gotta say, Daniel, after watching a clip where they have a trained pig and watching Black Widow, do you worry about what they're doing in the army?
Listen, yeah, I think even G.I. Joe's kind of sus now when it comes to all this recruiting.
Well, so just real quick, I do want to mention, I think for me, the most influential moments on Saturday morning are the real Ghostbusters, because that show was just phenomenal. And it's one of the shows when I became a parent, I revisited with my daughter that just held up solidly. That show is just A++.
J. Michael Straczynski is a
was
one of the writers
Arsenio
on it.
Hall is the voice of Winston for the first couple
Yep.
seasons.
And I mean, and the animation quality goes down after season 1 when they expanded the number per season of episodes, but it's such a solid show. And I have a distinct memory of when it aired. I was living in Alabama at the time. It would air, and then I would have to change the channel to watch my next favorite show, which was Muppet Babies. And let me tell you, that is a tonal shift, right? It's a very tonal shift.
Not even that show lasted, I think if I'm not mistaken, on syndication for 9 years on Saturday morning.
Real Ghostbusters, yeah.
No.
They-
Muppet Babies.
Okay.
It
Okay.
did, because I was surprised. I was researching this and I saw how long that was on TV when a lot of these shows are only like maybe at the most 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I think is really funny about the adaptation of this for Real Ghostbusters, other than the whole deal with the name.
Yeah.
Obviously, for kids, maybe you have to make sure that you can differentiate. And how do you differentiate between 3 white dudes, other than by changing their hair?
Yeah.
So Harold Ramis, guns, obviously you had to make them blonde.
Not even this. You also got to realize is they didn't own the original name to Ghostbusters. Filmation owned the original name.
Right.
Yeah.
And eventually after they brought Real Ghostbusters, Filmation did their own animated series called Ghostbusters, which was a sequel to the live action series they had with Larry Storch and I can't think of the other guy's name.
Gorilla.
Yeah.
And the gorilla.
The gorilla actually becomes their teammate in the animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the weirdest knockoff is you're a knockoff of yourself. It was because Ghostbusters became so big that they figured it would be profitable to make a cartoon that's not related to it, but only has the title in it. And that's it.
Well, just to respond to Robbie's comment, didn't Real Ghostbusters as that title only last for like 4 seasons, and they changed the name to Slimer the Real Ghostbusters, and then it became Extreme Ghostbusters, right? Yeah. So it's like it kept kind of transmogrifying. I could be wrong about that.
No, you're right. I don't know if it's
Tracy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tracy was the gorilla. And I'm going to give this one to Josh real quick. The one thing I want to know why it's on Disney Plus. Why isn't Muppet Babies on Disney Plus?
Well, they have. I've looked into this. They have all of the music rights and the parody they did make it a legal conundrum because they had actual songs that they would perform.
Yeah.
And then every episode there was a parody of a film, right?
Yeah.
So I think all of that makes it very complicated to re-release. Now, if anyone can do it, I think Disney could at this point. But
on a different tangent, that's the same thing. What happened with when they released WKRP in Cincinnati on DVD box set? They had to change music because they couldn't get the rights to all the music they used to air on the show.
Well, so here's the other thing. It's not Saturday morning specifically, but just because I have a distinct memory of it. In the aftermath of the cultural phenom that was The Simpsons. Does anyone else remember that Batman the Animated Series actually premiered in prime time?
Yeah, I remember watching.
They premiered at 7 p.m.
on
and
Sunday.
It was Sunday for me. Yeah, and it was the Man Bat episode.
Yep. Yes.
And I remember. Well, and I had to watch it in like the spare bedroom with the TV because no one else in my family wanted to watch it. They're like, it's a stupid cartoon. I'm like, it's not. And so I had to go into like the spare bedroom with the tiny TV and I'm watching it in color. I'm like, this is amazing. So yeah.
I remember
so
like
good.
This was Josh to his family.
Yeah. No, that was my family to me, basically. Oh, okay. So
and meanwhile, Josh in the other room.
Yeah. All very accurate.
Well, I listen, I watched Muppet Babies. I remember watching Muppet Babies and I was like, this is weird because it was kind of my introduction to the Muppets, really. I don't remember, like I never watched the Muppet Show before that or anything like that. I knew who the Muppets were, but as a kid, I associated them with like, I thought they were all from Sesame Street.
Oh.
Which Sesame Street is also already way different in Mexico anyway.
Oh, no kidding.
We have a green bird instead of a yellow one.
Really?
Well,
yeah.
Well, keep in mind, Muppet Babies is a spinoff of one moment from, is it The Great Caper or Take Manhattan? I think Take Manhattan.
Wait, what are you saying?
There is a moment in one of the films, I think it's Take Manhattan, where they appear as babies.
Oh, that's Take Manhattan.
Take Manhattan, okay. Yeah, so Muppet Babies is basically a spinoff of that one moment in one film. So.
Oh, okay.
You know, I just thinking, another thing we don't get on Disney Plus, which they should have the rights, is a Fraggle Rock. Not just the live action, but we also have the animated series that we don't even get on Disney Plus. And that was a second cartoon.
A Dozer spinoff?
I don't think so.
They might have. I thought they did a show where it was about the Dozers.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit later. I think it was more of like one of these special Disney Disney Young Channel things.
Yeah,
I do want to show one more because this one's also, and I'm starting to see a pattern with the stuff I really liked in the mornings. It's all teenage superheroes. And this has the best intro to anything ever.
Come on, Thundar. I like to wake up in the morning with cereal and see the destruction.
No, look how edgy Batman Beyond is. Greed, apathy, corruption.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I love Batman Beyond.
By this time,
it was great. It was great.
I'm a little older, so you're starting to get that rebel spark in you, like, I love it. I love this show. I love this cartoon. I was pretty happy with how they connected everything together with the animated stuff in DC.
Yeah.
I never did get to go to one of these discotheques that they go to. But even the villains, even the new villains that they made for Terry, like, they were cool.
What was it? Was it Inkblot? Was that the?
Yeah, Inkblot was probably. And this dude, whatever, Max Power or whatever his name is.
Awesome.
I love Batman Beyond. And it has a lot of that really feel to it as well, which a lot of these cartoons started to have. Like Kyle mentioned the Batman earlier. That has a lot of stylized anime looks too. The Joker's like this samurai fighter thing, like with dreads and stuff. It's weird. That version of the Joker is really weird. But I really enjoy it. So
sorry, I was just gonna say, is Thundar not streaming anywhere? I'm trying to find it.
Not that I know of, but you can buy it and box it through Warner's. They'll make your DVD box set for you.
Yeah, I make on demand things.
Okay. I just found it on Amazon for like $20, but I was just like,
oh, okay, make on demand. That's not bad. That's not a bad model, really, for anybody that's looking to get.
Yeah, a friend of mine got Space Stars, which was another one of my favorite on Saturday mornings, which is basically them redoing Space Coast, Thundar, the Herculoids with the Galaxy Trio, and then Astra and the Space Months. And it was an hour long, kind of like and it was. If you ever wondered why there was a difference in Space Coast cartoons, where he either had a yellow ship or he had this white ship that was in the formation of a T, it's because the later ones were part of the Space Star series.
Okay.
All right. Let's start wrapping up with, if you guys want to talk about, at least maybe touch on one more thing. I think I'm pretty much done. Like I said, I otherwise I could go through whole bunch of superheroes. I'll say there was a show called Shaolin Showdown, which I put the picture on the here on the start this little guy right here with the dots on his forehead, and then Jackie Chan Adventures.
Jackie Chan, yeah.
They were both pretty much kind of the same premise. Like you were collecting these things to do martial arts.
Saturday morning cartoons gave us the actual good 98 Godzilla animated series that was based off the shitty movie.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I think for me that's about it. But what about you guys?
One thing I would keep around. I mean, I know I mentioned my comics, but I want to say Schoolhouse Rock.
Ooh.
I would love for that to come back and do even more. But I love the premise in the initial start, and I would have it in rotation if I had a Cartoon Network.
You know, I ripped them all off of YouTube, but one thing I enjoyed I think it was on NBC is when the One to Grow On, when they'd have some of the old 80s stars just kind of, like they'd have like lessons about teaching kids don't play with fire or don't talk to strangers, and Michael J. Fox or one of the girls from Facts of Life or even David Hasselhoff from Knight Rider would be there telling, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. So it just, I think those were kind of fun fillers when watching Saturday morning cartoons.
So this was a whole show. It wasn't just the one about the bill.
No, it wasn't a whole show. I thought it was just like shorts that would come on during like the commercial breaks.
Yeah, I forget who commissioned it, but ABC ran them for I can't remember how many years. But yeah, you can buy the soundtrack. You can buy the.
I'm just a bill. I'm only a bill. Trying to get
Conjunction,
to
junction.
What's
your function?
Yeah. So, but yeah, they should be educational as well as entertaining. We need to find a good mix. All right. Do you guys have anything else before we move on? We have the question of the day,
and then we got to watch Jellystone.
Recommendations, and then we'll finish up with the Jellystone trailer. All right. Well, this was fun. We'll probably revisit this topic in the future. I think
we could just do a whole Hanna-Barbera episode.
Yeah, that might be
the good and bad of Saturday morning with Hanna-Barbera.
Well, I think when we revisit, we'll break it up, be more focused, like something Hanna-Barbera specific, something more anime specific. Which I forgot to mention, Digimon. I love Digimon. And yeah, like we'll break it like more superhero stuff. Even Marvel and DC may get their own things because there's so much from both of them. Here, let me kick Josh off for a second. But let's move on. I want to move on to the question of the day, but Josh just left, so
well, we can answer before him.
Yeah, so we'll go first, I guess. Clay, you want to tell us? I mean, you came up with it, so
yeah. So this past week we were at Half Price Books in their vault in their big store where they put like their collectibles and stuff. Yeah. And I found a 1979 copy of Creepy that was a tribute episode to Bernie Wrightson, who, if you know Bernie Wrightson's art, it is just creepy and beautiful and horrific, and I love it. I just bought it outright. Didn't even look at the price. and I was like, are there artists that you guys buy just that are featured? I mean, they may have art books and stuff, but do you just buy outright?
Real quick question for you, Clay. When did you still buy it when you heard the price?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like $25.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, did you at any point where it's like, maybe not? But so I think outside of comic, I mean, there's plenty of artists that I'll just buy. Like, I'll buy anything Jacques in comics, like no matter what it is.
I said that too, but I didn't spend an extra $10 for his Venom cover. But then, that's just, I don't know. Like if it's a whole book that's his art, that may be something else. Like I have an Art by Jacques book.
Yeah.
But like the stuff, like just covers, I don't know.
10 years ago, I might have been more like, yeah, but now I'm just, because I'm just so limited of what I want to spend my money on just because of financial reasons. I'm like
there's one thing I'm looking for, and it's a Korn album that Greg Capullo did the cover for.
Yeah.
I forget which album it's called.
I know, and I can even see it because I always think it's McFarlane.
Yeah,
it looks like McFarlane art, but
it's the girl skipping to the end. Follow the Leader. Follow the Leader that has Greg Capullo art, but I have the CD, but I want the vinyl if there's one out there. Also for Mondo, like like I said, Mondo puts out a lot of stuff with Jock's work on it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I won't buy those on site because Mondo can get a little pricier.
He did a Steelbook, a British release version of John Carpenter's The Thing that he does the cover for that I'm holding out to find a copy of, but it's like $150 online.
Yeah, those can get, like I said, Mondo stuff is dope, but it can get pricey.
Yeah,
Here's the cover for Fall Leader, and this is Greg Capullo art, and you can, you're right, it does look like McFarlane, but you can't tell. Once you've read enough Capullo, you can kind of tell it's his art.
One of the things
Go ahead. Sorry.
One of the things I bought this, oh my god, probably almost 4 or 5 years ago, but Kino Koku, which is the Japanese bookstore we have here. But a Kira Toriyama's illustration for Dragon Quest art book, basically going all the art for characters, monsters, and stuff going back.
Wait, does it read backwards?
Yeah. It's the same way. Like, so you got to so
like manga. Yeah, that's cool. I never seen a big book like that.
I got it for it was like $65, but it's one of those few things. I think it covers everything up until like Dragon Quest 9 or 10. But it's one of those few that, because I love Akira Toriyama's art, especially when they go more than when it goes to anime. And such a huge fan of the game series, I had to get this one.
That was another thing. When I was a kid, I was watching Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Waiting for Goku to show up because
I know.
yeah, exactly.
It looked the same, and I did, like I said, they were both called Dragon something. I didn't understand.
I know you add Dragon into the title, and it kind of gets you a little when you don't know any better.
So there's a Japanese bookstore in town? I had no idea.
Yeah, there's two actually.
There's two. One in Plano, right?
Yeah, there's one in Plano inside the Japanese grocery store right across.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, but there's also a bigger one here in Dallas at Old Denton and the Tollway, George Bush.
What's it called?
Kinokoku?
I think it's Kinokuniya.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's right in the
spell that how?
It's in the same shopping center as Daiso in Carrollton.
I'll drop it in the chat. Yeah, it's
cool.
It's off of Bush.
It's at what we call Little Asia because there's like almost all four corners of that intersection have like Asian stores and restaurants going on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. They have a lot of manga. They have a lot of statues and stuff. I go there every once in a while because manga is so popular right now. It is usually crowded on the weekends.
Unfortunately, they also shrink wrap all the manga, so you can't really. If you want to take a look and see what the art looks like, you're almost better off going to Barnes and Nobles. Unfortunately.
No, I'm glad they grab the manga, get their grubby hands off my manga. All right, Josh, did you hear the question, Kyle? Oh, Kyle.
Claire? Yeah.
Sorry, all you guys look alike. I'm sorry, Kyle.
Oh, thanks.
Hey,
because you still have hair.
I can't blame you. No, it's Mike Allred. I will subscribe to series that I have no interest in if he's doing the art. That's why I read Silver Surfer, which was great. He wrote that too, but that's why I also read FF, the
Foundation.
The Foundation, yeah.
Future Foundation.
Future Foundation, yeah. So I'll just read stuff that he works on, and if he does like a variant cover or something, if I see it, I tend to pick it up. So
I will take this one.
I'll pick up a Chris Bocciolo series.
Yeah,
and I guess it depends more on the story, how weird he goes with the pop culture. But Tom Scioli, who did the Transformers versus G.I. Joe and the GoBots, stuff like that. Stuff he does, I kind of really like that too.
Jeez. Nice.
Yeah,
that is awesome. Is that Hitler and a dinosaur?
Almost looks like it.
It looks like Hitler. I couldn't tell.
No, full mustache.
Oh, okay. All right.
I will say when it comes to other media, Tula Lotte does a lot of like magazine stuff. Like they asked her to do a lot of magazines, so I'll look for that stuff because I love her art. And then we have this comment. I've never played a Dragon Quest game, so I don't know. I've only watched the anime.
No, I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Not 7, 8. I have 9. I have 11 on my Switch. So
is 8 the best one?
It's up there. It's up there. It was originally on the PlayStation 2, and then they released it a copy for it on the 3DS.
I played the first game without the Dragon Quest name. It was called Dragon something in the U.S.
They didn't have the official name. And actually,
there was
people have to realize if not for Dragon Quest, we wouldn't have Final Fantasy because Dragon Quest as a Japanese RPG predates Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and so I played it only because it sold so poorly in the U.S. when it came out that not Super Nintendo, the Nintendo Power magazine had a deal where if you subscribed for a year, they just sent you a copy for free.
Nice.
And that's how I got it. So I played the first one. I have the second one on my phone.
Nice.
That
I have
I'm
3
going
on
to
my
play.
iPad.
Yeah, which is good to play on a phone because I think 1 and 2, I don't know about 3, play vertically. So you don't have to like turn your phone. You can just hold it in one hand and play. So Dragon Warrior. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. We did talk about Legion of Superheroes earlier, Hitman. So if you want to go watch the replay when this is over, we touched on that and a bunch of other Saturday morning stuff. So let's move on to the recommendations, and then we'll watch the Jellystone stuff and get out of here. So recommendations. Clay, you want to kick us off?
Okay. So what is this? I'm trying to figure out what this is.
This is a Flint, and all it is just storage for your comics, your magazines. It's full size, so it'll hold magazines. But I got this at IKEA, just 5 of them for $1.50.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
is
and
it made out of cardboard?
They're cardboard, but the thing is I couldn't find them online. So there's a link in the show notes to an equivalent, which is Tajaba, which is like these, but they're like 79 cents for 2.
Oh, Jabba the Hutt.
The T is silent. So I spent $3 and was able to really organize in here. And so for $3, it's totally worth it because I've got like 10 of these packed with stuff. And the thing I like the most is I use this for the series like I'm currently reading. If I'm not current, I can just throw them all in here and then just store the new ones until I get them all to read.
Clay's about to drop his IKEA discount code on the chat.
So there's because I'm the most expensive thing at IKEA is a 79 cent.
You get $5 off your meatballs.
No, but I did have to get a new chair, and I do love the new chair. And if IKEA wants to sponsor us, we could all use some new furniture and chairs and money.
Yeah.
Okay, we can. Cool. I guess I go next. So first, I want to recommend people go watch Black Widow. I really enjoy the movie. If you don't want to go to the theater, it's definitely worth spending the money on to watch it on Disney Plus. I'll probably watch it again this weekend at some point, or maybe tomorrow.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Shelby said that you basically keep it until it's
available. It's part of your library now.
Yeah.
Really?
As long as you stay subscribed to Disney Plus, because we bought.
Oh, that's worth it. That's totally worth it.
It's not a one-time rental.
Okay. Oh, I'm doing it then. That's a no-brainer. I thought it was like the Mulan thing where you paid $30 and got the rental.
No, Mulan you keep forever too.
You do? Oh, I didn't think that was the case.
They've changed it, because that's what Shelby had read. So she was like, "Oh, then we just basically have it until it's streaming."
Yeah, we did because I've done Mulan, I did Cruella, and I've done Black Widow. That's an interesting trilogy that I bought on Disney Plus. But my other thing I want to recommend, and you guys know, I don't know if you know, but my favorite Valiant character is Ninjak.
Nice.
And he has a new series coming out this week on Valiant, Ninjak #1 by Jeff Parker and Javier Pulido. Now, I will say, Javier Pulido's art is not my favorite. I like the art, but I don't know how well it goes with superhero stuff. But I will check this out anyways. I may even do a review on it on the channel. But
I'm curious about the art because I do like his art, but you don't think it works with Ninjak?
No, I don't think so. I think it worked well with the She-Hulk series because that was more of a kind of like a sitcom style series.
Not as action packed.
But with this, unless this is going to be different. Now, if this is going to be like Ninjak
the
hanging out at it's going to be like Ninjak at MI6 or at the Ninja K organization. Like it's going to take like kind of like a sitcom of MI6 where Ninjak every once in a while goes out and does stuff, but that's not the focus of the book. I don't know. I don't think that's what this book is going to be. Though.
I was going to say, unless Chip Zdarsky's writing it.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Parker's a pretty funny dude too.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, I don't know. Ninjak's been all over the place. Valiant's been all over the place too, with just the work they've been putting out. And yes, the opening to Black Widow is amazing.
Oh yeah.
So that's all I'll say on that, because that's all I have for recommendations. So go get those things. Let's see, Josh, what do you have?
Is it me? All right.
Yes.
So mine I'm pretty excited about. About a month ago, I don't know, I got like a gift card on Amazon or something. So I bought this. Speaking of retro stuff we all love as kids, this is the Evercade.
Oh, you got one.
Hold on.
And
Let me make it big. Hold on.
okay, yeah. This is the Evercade.
Nice.
Ooh, that's so
And
cool.
what's cool about it is, unlike other like emulators you might see like a Target or something, this has, I gotta turn it off, this has actual cartridges that you buy. So this just slides out. And what's cool is they come in these cases, right?
Oh, cool.
And the cases not only have the cartridge, they have a booklet like you used to get in old arcade
Video games, yeah.
Yeah. So like it explains like a little history of the games. It gives you the controls down here.
How cool.
This thing is amazing, and right now it's a UK based company, so you can get it on Amazon. What's kind of nice is the default, like to get the Evercade itself, comes with 3 cartridges. So it comes with an Atari cartridge. It comes with trying to think of the other 2. One maybe Data East, and then one is Interplay. And I basically wanted it because the 2 Interplay ones have Earthworm Jim 1, and the other one is Earthworm Jim 2, which I love. And the cartridges. Oh, good.
Two collections of Atari Lynx games.
Yes. And what's cool is they are about to roll out, I think this fall, purple cartridges that are arcade machine releases.
Nice.
Yeah, so you see the Atari one, the Data East, the Technos. I love this thing. It is awesome for traveling. My only 2 complaints about it are the battery life isn't great. It only runs about 4 hours solidly, although I charged this up about 2 weeks ago, and it's still at full power because I haven't played it.
Wait, can you recharge it? That's the.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to throw it away.
Yeah, no, that was the issue with. That was the issue with the Atari Lynx. The thing, the battery lasted about a half hour. You couldn't recharge it. That was before.
Yeah, no. And with this one, you can play it while it's charging. So if you're like out and about, you can just like plug it in and play it.
That's most of the mobile devices now, anyway. Like any of the old Game Boys and stuff like that.
My other complaint with it, I'm going to put this back in here to see if I can show you it, is the screen kind of sucks, and I hate this. It has a very limited range of viewability, so it's booting up right now. But like if you do it like this at all, certain games are really hard to see
Evercade
at a certain angle. So well, it's
also not helping you got the reflection of the window right in it.
Well, I know, yeah, that's not helping any. But for instance, what's cool is, so I bought this Pico cartridge, and Pico specializes in taking games that were never released in the West or unfinished and translating them and or completing them. So I'm playing like full on like JRPGs on here that are like, 12-hour RPGs. It's all right. Like 12-hour RPGs just on my device. Like it's super fun. Yeah, it's highly, highly recommended. Totally great.
That unfinished Green Lantern game on there?
No, unfortunately. But they did. But, it's funny. A few episodes past, I suggested that CRPG book. And this has like 1 or 2 of the ones in that book on here. Draken and something else that were never completed for mobile. Not mobile, I'm sorry. For consoles. They've completed them and put them on this Pico cartridge. So I was saying, like, I just heard about Draken. I want to play some Draken. Anyway, it's cool. It's a great device. I love it.
And this
they got Clay Fighter on. Oh my god!
Yeah, this company also has something called the Versus.
Yes, and what's cool is it it uses the same cartridges.
Oh,
so
this is
that's
the pre-order. Okay, this is
that's about to come out. And what's cool is it has 2 slots for cartridges, so you can stick in 2 of them and just flip flop between each one. So.
And it looks like it has a 4-port for controller, so you can play 4 people on the Versus console. Yeah, they have 2. They have 2 deals at Best Buy right now. The first comes with 3 cartridges and is $100, and the console. And then I guess this next one coming out is $129.99. That's just got the Versus and 2 cartridge packs.
Yeah, totally worth it. It's a great thing.
Cool.
And just one last point about this. Of the ports that this has, it has a mini HDMI port. So you could get a mini HDMI, plug it into your TV, and just sit on the couch and play with it at the full screen, which is also kind of cool. So
nice.
So, all right, Kyle, what do you have for us?
I got 2. First one is I picked up also yesterday the 80th anniversary of Green Arrow, which a little pricey at $10, but it's got some really great stories in there. Starts off there's one early story that basically has like early Green Lantern where he's got it too. Yeah, so you picked up that one. I picked up the one that basically did with
there were so many covers.
I know.
$10. I just bought a lot of Venom covers at $10. I can't do it again this week.
I know. But the one story is early Green Lantern where Canary invites him to be trained by Tim Grant.
Yes, I love that story.
They have a story with old Mike Grell from like that run. They have Phil Hester run, and they also have what's the other one I'm trying to think of? Just a lot of good stories in here, and so it's just. They even have a Connor Hawk indie story itself.
They have one with Speedy. The first one's with Speedy. Yeah. Daniel Warren Johnson has a variant for this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Who did the cover that you have? Because
Simone DeMille.
Okay.
I got Howard Porter and Ivan Placencia.
They call this
Howard
one.
Porter,
They call this one the 2010s cover. So
yeah,
very new 52 looking.
Very.
Yeah.
He still kind of has the same costume.
Yeah. I think it's more the characters in the back. You can see Nico in the back, which I don't think she was reintroduced in the new 52.
But I like this because this one's got Connor, old Black Canary, when she first did Birds of Prey, and then you've got Arsenal in his like Indian Arrow kind of costume.
Is that the 90s?
Yeah, this is like late 90s. This is before they brought Oliver back with Kevin Smith's run.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I definitely picked that up last week as well, because there was an annual week, because it was the 5th week of June. So DC didn't have I think they had like 5 comics out total, and then 2 of them were specials and annuals. So.
And then I threw a link into the chat real quick. This is actually because I found this, and I think Josh will get a kick out of this one. It's a Sci-Fi Japan link. It's in the.
I see it.
Yeah. So right on the tails of its 55th anniversary, they were releasing 2 new Ultraman box sets.
Oh, nice. Maybe that's why these were on sale.
I wonder.
Best Buy. Yeah.
So you got the Ultraman 1980s Ultraman animated series.
Oh.
And then Ultraman 80, which is the first series, 9th series, and the first live action since the end of the last one, which was Ultraman Leo. So Ultraman 80 and the Ultraman animated series.
Kyle, real quick, what's the pitch for Ultraman?
So it basically you're in not the future. You're in when it first came out in the mid 60s. You had the science police, and these giant monsters start appearing, trying to conquer the Earth. So this one space entity comes down, which is Ultraman. And one of the space agents almost dies, so Ultraman decides to merge with him, and basically he can telepathically talk to him, but basically merges with him to become Ultraman. So because Ultraman can only survive 3 minutes in the Earth's atmosphere, he has this little pen. Anytime he needs to change, he can go, huh, and just go, does enlargement, and then you have Ultraman. They're fighting the monsters. He can fly, martial arts, has beams. But like I said, he can only last and breathe in the atmosphere for about 3 minutes. So basically, at the 2-minute limit, he has this little gem on his chest that starts to blink red, which means his life expectancy is about to end.
Okay.
See, that's so funny. I just watched the first 2 episodes, and I did not pick up on the 3-minute thing at all. Like that made no sense to me. So,
this is technically weirdly, this is not the first Ultra series. And the one I want to get is called Ultra Q. I want to say it was 1962. It still dealt with the giant monsters, but it was just basically like scientists taking on the thing of monsters. It was like almost early, not Unsolved Mysteries, X-Files each one was a group and a new monster they had to take on, but it was just individual. There was no continuous story. Some monsters might reappear, but it was just. And this is where some of the earlier monsters would appear into what will become the new Ultraman series. So Ultraman is the first of the giant heroes, or henshin, which it's what they call the transformation. But basically, the first one was a black and white series called Ultra Q, which I want to get unboxed. If Mills, I think it's what's the company that's releasing it? Mills.
I've got a link for you. It's only $11 right now on Amazon.
Really? Okay.
On Blu-ray. Yeah.
We need to get some what is it called? Sponsor links or whatever.
Amazon, sponsor us.
I mean, if we're gonna give
that's
money
awesome.
to Amazon, let's at least get some ourselves. Well, before we go to Jellystone, because I do want to set that up so I can pull that out as a standalone video. Maximize our content. Is there anything else not related to Jellystone that y'all want to mention? No. The last thing I'll mention is we have set up a Patreon. I think link should be in the description. If not, it will be by the time the replay hits. We don't have any tiers or anything. It's just like a tip jar situation. So if you enjoy the show, anybody watching live or anybody watching the replay, we appreciate it anyways, because we just do this for fun. Like this is one of the highlights of my week. Yeah. And so we just enjoy doing this. So all right, let's go do the other thing, and then we'll close out the show.
All right.
So
Yellowstone.
Yeah, Jellystone.
Jellystone.
Carl brought this up earlier. HBO Max will be launching a new show called Jellystone. This is on the HBO Family or HBO Max Family YouTube channel, which I didn't even know was a thing. It says, "Welcome to Jellystone. Travel to a magical town where you'll meet new and old friends, including Yogi Bear, Cindy Bear, Boo Boo, Huckleberry Hound, and Jabberjaw, Top Cat, Snagglepuss, El Kabong, Wally Gator, Johnny Quest, and Haji, Shag Rug, and Captain Caveman, and a whole lot more." So we're going to watch the trailer in a minute. I did want to ask, and something I forgot to ask while we were talking about cartoons. What was the one cartoon that had like a rhino that shot out meatballs out of its horn?
Oh, that's Hercules.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it was Zoc, the space dragon, who could shoot lasers out of tail and eyes. Tundra, who could shoot the rocks out of his horn. Igloo, who was the rock ape, and you had the two little
blob things.
Gleep and Gloop.
Gleep and Gloop. Yeah.
Are those Hanna-Barbera as well?
That's all Hanna-Barbera. 1966 with Hercules.
Long enough, it could eventually end up here on
maybe
Jellystone.
You never know. It could.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's go watch the trailer for Jellystone, and then we'll talk a little bit about it.
All right.
Hold on.
I'm so glad it's 2D animation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
There is a place, a magical place, a place where nothing strange ever happened.
What the fuck?
Okay, well, it's still a place.
I'm so glad you guys wanted to hang out. I'm so excited.
Welcome to Jellystone, a town chock full of characters trying to live.
I've learned the ways of the grocery store, and I am now more powerful than you could ever imagine.
Work.
We're doctors, and we're about to do doctor-type things. Aha.
And play together. Join Yogi.
Suit up!
Cindy.
I'm administering a sedative.
And Boo Boo.
I'm being sued for malpractice.
In the new series
Howdy there.
Also Huckleberry Hound. In the new series
I'm Jabberjaw.
And also Jabberjaw. In the new series
Hey!
And Top Cat. And Snagglepuss. El Kabong. Wally Gator. Augie Doggy. Doggy Daddy. The Banana Splits.
Cool.
Johnny Quest. Haji. Shag Rug. Captain Caveman. And... Man, there's a lot. In the new series Jellystone. Streaming July 29th on HBO Max.
According to my calculations, this should be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm digging that.
Yeah, that looks good.
Why are there so many doctor's jokes for the bear?
I don't know. I'm being sued for malpractice.
I know it seems like it has a little bit of edge to the jokes, so I'm curious who's writing it, and I want to see like everyone involved. Thomas Lennon is Top Ron Funches is Shag Rug. Paul F. Tompkins is Magilla Gorilla.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
What's the name of the little Captain Caveman? Caveman Jr.?
Oh, yeah.
Just punching the saber-toothed cat.
In the eye.
Yeah.
This show looks insane. Like,
it looks awesome.
Oh, Dana Snyder from Aqua Teen and Hunger Force is doing Snagglepuss.
Oh, so he's basically doing his voice. I don't think he ever changes his voice. So
I also like the bit at the grocery store where riding the lobsters.
Yes, I learned the ways of the grocery store.
Oh man, this looks insane. Like, and I feel like this trailer may be leaving out some of the jokes from other characters that may be a little more. I don't want to say edgy, but like I feel like Snagglepuss is gonna be real sassy in this. Top Cat and the gang will probably have a lot more to do than just.
Oh, I'm sure.
Wagging the tail. But overall, I really like the bit where they introduce one character, and then they drop the title sequence, the Jellystone, and then they're like, "Oh, and this one, and this one," and then they just go through a lot of them. Yeah,
that was good.
That's pretty funny.
It's a good way to, I think, show, because when I hear Jellystone, of course, I think of Yogi Bear and so it's a good way to show that this is actually expanding upon all the characters in the Hanna-Barbera verse.
Yeah.
So
Johnny Quest and Haji had a glow up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had a full beard and just like
yeah. And her DJs apparently.
Something. Cool. I'm glad you brought this up, Kyle.
Yeah.
I was not aware of this one.
Yeah,
I love the art style.
Oh my god, yeah.
Look at
It was
this.
like I said, when I talked to Robbie, he says that basically the creator of the show was basically gave a list of what Hanna-Barbera characters he could use, and there was almost barely anybody he didn't get access to. So even if it's like a cameo appearance or a small appearance, like whether you do segments or a full episode, we're going to see a good chunk of our history of Hanna-Barbera in there.
Well, and I think a lot of those properties are like super primed for kind of a comeback. Whether it's
DC took a didn't they do some Hanna-Barbera stuff like about 5 years ago?
A little bit more than that, but it was they did some like a rebranding of Scooby-Doo, Flintstones, but then also did their like the Hanna-Barbera characters crossing over with the DC characters.
Yeah, they do that every one. I think they did it again last year or the year before. They've been doing it on every like a few. I know we just got a Tasmanian Devil Wonder Woman crossover like very recently.
Yeah,
I wasn't a big fan of the Wacky Racers reboot and the way that made it kind of post-apocalyptic and violent looking.
Yeah.
That was a weird take, but
well, Scooby-Doo was kind of an apocalyptic thing too, right? I think.
Yeah, it was a zombie apocalypse.
Oh yeah, the comic book.
The one that
I didn't like hipster Shaggy.
The one that Jim Lee redesigned. I think it was Jim Lee.
Oh, that reminds me.
Wait, do you have Jim Lee with you?
Next time I see Clay in person.
My hero, Shaggy.
Zoinks! Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Hey, he lives the dream. He hangs out with his dog and smokes weed all day.
I still need Josh to just set up a camera with a time lapse on his printer so he can see the whole thing.
Right.
I'm gonna send you an old iPhone.
Okay, cool.
You just put it there. All right, cool. Well, that was a great trailer, and also that's going to be our show for today. We want to thank everyone that watched live. We have Robbie. Is the name of your friend, right? Artificial Orange Studios.
Yeah.
Go check out their YouTube channel. I don't think they dropped the link, but we'll find it and put it maybe down in the description because very helpful information on some of these cartoons. Also, Hitman Hudson in the chat, and that's just Clay. So,
yeah.
But thanks everyone that watched live. Thanks everyone who's watching this later on. We'll be talking about Filmation, He-Man, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Probably talking about Loki as well next week, as well as all the other stuff. So, thanks for watching. Remember to share, like, subscribe. Thanks to my co-hosts for having a fun time here, and that is going to do it for us. We can't leave without a little bit of Zemo.
Oh, yeah.
Really, I never. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
All right. Goodbye, motherfuckers. That's my new outro. Goodbye, motherfuckers. I always tag these not for kids for a reason.
Yeah.
You should. You definitely should.
Did you guys do your outro? I forgot.
I did People Loves
I
You.
heard Kyle.
My vagina's haunted?
No.
God.
Is that a question? Okay.
Is that a question?
I wanted the outro to just be a question.
Okay. Well, that's gonna do it.
I have the power!